All right, week 5 of trivia.
Yes.
This is okay. So my point wise, I am at
10.
10 points.
10
I need
points.
5, so I need to at least get one question
And
right
at least half.
and half of another one, and
Yeah.
I'm scared, but we'll see.
Um, two gaming ones,
Oh,
but
oh
you should
brother,
know that.
I should know
You
these, and I don't.
should. You should. I
Yeah,
believe. I
okay.
think you do because we talked about it before.
Oh jeez,
Okay. You ready for this?
no.
One or two?
What did I pick last time?
I
One.
don't
I think
remember.
I picked one, two.
You do two. What was the name of Shao Kahn mixed with Darkseid in Mortal Kombat versus the DC Universe?
Is
Um,
there a list? Are you about to give me a
I have
list?
four
Okay, give
choices.
me.
First one did not happen. LMAO. So that's like I did not. This did not happen in that game. Second one is Super Dark Side. Third one Dark Khan. Fourth one Dark Shao Kahn.
So the first one is just like
This didn't happen in the game.
it didn't happen in the game.
Is that your choice? Is that your answer?
I think,
Final answer.
yes.
You are incorrect. It was in fact Dark Khan.
That did not happen in the. That's
That did
crazy.
happen at the end of Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. Dark Khan and Shao Kahn end up getting sent through like the same portal at the same time for them to cross over universe, and they turn into Dark Khan. Do you want to see what this guy looks like?
I guess, but I'm screwed. Unless you want to give me a Hail Mary at the end and give me like extra
That's what
points.
he looks like.
Ew.
That's what Dark Khan looks like.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
I might give you a Hail Mary.
Oh
I'm
god.
gonna say no. In fact, no, I'm gonna say no. No, screw it. I'll give you a Hail Mary.
Okay,
Who was are you ready?
I guess.
Who was not a playable fighter in Marvel superheroes? Blackheart, Cyclops, Shimogorath, Psylocke.
I know Blackheart is.
You know Blackheart is.
Am I right about that? You can tell me that, right? I feel like Blackheart because he's like a villain. I think he's in it because I saw him on the arcade
Don't
machine.
look at the arcade machine. Look
I'm
at
not
me.
looking at the
Look
arcade
at me.
machine. I remember seeing him though.
Look at my man boobs.
I know Shimogorath is because there's always that conversation about Shumagorath. Is he purple or green or whatever?
Yeah, but
Um,
is that for MK1 though?
MK1.
Excuse me, MVC1.
Oh, so this is. Wait. I'm gonna say this is Marvel superheroes,
Marvel superheroes.
not Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah.
Can we list one more time?
Blackheart, Cyclops, Shimogorath, Psylocke.
Blackheart.
That's your final guess? He's not in the game?
And Marvel superheroes.
Marvel superheroes.
I know he's in one of the Marvel vs. Capcom games. Am I right about that? You can tell me that because that's a different game.
He is in the Marvel vs. Capcom game.
That's what I'm probably thinking about then.
So, again, who is not a playable fighter?
Isn't he like the villain? Isn't he?
Because I know it's kind of a weird question. So, not a playable fighter in Marvel superheroes, and the choices are Blackheart, Cyclops, Shimogorath, Psylocke.
Psylocke has to be. You know what? Shumagorath.
Is that your final guess?
Yeah.
You are incorrect. It was, in fact, Cyclops. And if you look at the arcade, he's on the freaking side of it. Along
I'm
with
gonna throw this chair.
And Psylocke's on top of it. That's why I was like, look at me. All right.
It was rigged.
That was weird. So, you lost, but you did really good. I thought you did pretty good. Because I throw out some bangers. I'm surprised you got the Kirby one.
Yeah.
From last week. So, I'm proud of you. But, as we know, failed trivia means other person gets to pick next week's extra beef. And I thought hard about this.
You're gonna say MTV Spider-Man, and I'm gonna be mad because you liked Smallville, but I know I don't like that show, so I'm gonna be upset.
Watched one episode.
I watched 4 episodes.
Well,
and I hated it.
I'm gonna go with this because since I'm nice.
No, you're not.
Yeah. Well, screw it. All right. I'm not.
Okay,
nice.
I was joking.
I'm not nice. That was
a
giving you a
joke.
choice of the 3 I had.
It was a joke.
Well, not a very funny one. So
I'll work.
Next big extra beef is MTV Spider-Man, which lucky for you, it's only 9 episodes.
Oh my god!
Unfortunately, it's not on Disney Plus anymore. But lucky for you, I have a DVD, so you're more than welcome to watch it. Uh,
We'll be right back. Okay.
no, but no, this is fun trivia. But look, if you want to be mean to me,
We're doing a week break, and then I'm coming in with hard-hitting trivia.
hard, yeah, hit me hard.
How about Sly Cooper? No, I'm kidding.
I was like, I'll do it because I'm gonna have gaming trivia along with a couple of deep cuts of Ninja Turtles. As I think next time I do, I'm gonna do some Valiant as well. I like to get into
Interesting. I didn't think about that.
that. Because I wanted, since this was the first time trying this out, I kind of wanted to go a bit hard, but do kind of more common stuff more people know. But no, you did good though. I can't, round of applause for Darien. So next big extra week, I don't know if we're gonna have one between Smallville or not, because I know we're watching Watchmen Chapter 1.
Well, we also have some movies coming out.
Oh yeah, we do have the Superman. So this one might be a while
Joker.
since we do.
It did take a while for Smallville, granted.
Smallville. Yeah,
It only took 5 weeks.
well, I didn't know it'd be that long. Well, it's like 22 episodes each, like 45
Yeah, but it took
minutes.
5 weeks. So I mean,
Yeah.
Wait.
But you'll see our review here this Wednesday. But again, another round of applause for Darien. Thank you. I know I had hard questions, but hit me with some hard ones, and you can be mean to me as all you want. You have me whipped, tortured. Who cares? You make me watch Zack Snyder's Justice League again.
no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to you. I'm not that cruel.
You really wouldn't do it to yourself.
Yeah,
'Cause you
that's
gotta
true. I would probably make you.
That
watch
was probably one of my choices of either that or because I get a laugh knowing that I'm like, I know he hates this, but MTV Spider-Man's good, and I'm gonna share my love with you. I'm gonna share my love of that thing with you. And same way you shared Smallville with me. All right.
Okay. Well, this week on the Comic Burrito, we got some Marvel news. We have information on the future of Blade and Armor Wars. Cosmic Circus had another Q&A, but I have the highlights. We're not going to go through that whole thing. Praise God. And we have some DC stuff, Superman, Lanterns news, lots of Lanterns news, Creature Commandos, and we got some unfortunate layoffs in the superhero gaming world. That much more, much more this week on the Comic Book Burrito. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Comic Book Burrito. I am your host, Darien.
I'm your other host, Landon.
And today we got a plethora of stuff for you. We got Marvel, we got DC, and we got games. You name it, we got it. Let's talk. Landon.
What's up, losers? Hey.
Well,
Cousin!
The hell are you? Or who are you?
this is a random stranger that we just met.
Yeah, pretty much.
We picked him up off the street.
Yeah, they gave me $5. So.
Well, he really gave us fun.
Yeah, fair. This is my, second, third cousin,
Yeah,
once removed.
Is it
I don't
even
know.
cousins at that point? If it's third,
we are cousins.
In a
Not by
way.
blood, by marriage. Aunt Linda,
Fair.
Uncle Jerry.
Yeah.
I guess by that standard, we're cousins too.
How what?
Some marriage somewhere. I don't know.
And in this part of where we live, yeah.
No, gosh. Anyway,
They can't know.
he's going to join us. Okay. Give us your standpoint real quick before we get into all this news and stuff. Where you're at. Yeah, don't lean too close because it picks up apparently heavily. But where do you stand in terms of knowledge of the stuff that's going on in the comic book movie / TV world?
Well, I don't really keep too up to date with it. If it pops up
That
on
was
my
weird.
feed on Instagram or something, I'll look at it and read into it. But I haven't really ever just gone out there purposely searching.
Okay.
Well, you're on the wrong show.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So
up until
we
a
will-
month ago.
we will fill you in as we go on things. Tell us if you have a question. We will answer your question to the best of our ability, I guess.
I can't help it.
Yeah, and I'll probably answer it, I guess. But as we just did our trivia. He screwed me, so we're going to.
That was off camera.
That's not what I meant. Anyway, moving on. We'll be right back. No.
Be right back.
Shout out Adam Ray on YouTube. Anyway, so let's go and get into the Marvel news this week. But first, how have you been?
Oh yeah. Well, since we have a guest, how have you been?
I spent $68 in gas today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds about right.
Third part of your week.
It's a little depressing, especially because I'm out of a job right now.
What have you done in the
I usually don't tell my dad come off.
What have you done?
On this show?
the worst one you did was I got what was it? I got unengaged or whatever
Well,
you
I
say.
made a little joke about it, but like it wasn't like, yeah, go engage this week. No, I just saw like, well, I'm not engaged, and I was like, I don't know. Like,
You should have thrown for a loop and were like, I got engaged again. I'm like,
I'm back,
That would've been funny.
I'm back. I'm back, baby.
Next time.
Next time. That was me. That was me.
Mostly, actually, just been sitting around watching a lot of like DC and Marvel movies.
There you go. That's
I
all
would like to have you. I can't say this yet. Never mind.
Yeah, don't say that.
Projects.
So, and Landon, just so we can get it out of the way, they're probably going to ask why your hands look the way they do.
I was painting.
Yeah, so just don't judge him too harshly. We tried to wash it off, but it just would not work.
Yeah, I tried.
It was
just.
And so I was either wear gloves or
thinner, but that's real dangerous.
Yeah.
I would just dip it paint thinner. Yeah, why not?
That'd be a fun episode.
If Mickey taught me anything, yeah.
If he loses the trivia, he gets
to
if he loses the next trivia, he has to dip his hands in paint thinner.
Do not.
He's tonight's biggest loser. Anyway, we're gonna get into the Marvel news. No matter how I've been doing, I'm just gonna skip past that because I do the exact same as I do every week. Here we go. Okay. Brad Winderbaum, who is the head of television at Marvel Studios, has confirmed. Now, have you seen or heard? You should see them. Werewolf by Night. It's a special presentation, is what they call it, on Disney Plus Marvel.
Yes,
Black and white old monster movie werewolf
Yes.
thing. Yeah. And there's also another one called the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, which is like their Christmas thing they did.
There's a third one.
No.
Right? There's not. It's just.
Or just those two. But the third one, if you want to count the in-color version of Werewolf by Night, but I don't.
Okay, I thought it was the
No,
third
I mean,
one.
like, there's a movie that's not like comic related, but it's like.
Well, this is like the Marvel Disney Plus MCU special presentation. They did two of them.
You know how like
Werewolf by Night and
Because I was just
Guardians.
going to say I'm excited for the new Nosferatu movie because that is a cornerstone in
Bro.
horror.
We're the horror channel now.
Well, that's fair. I mean, that is kind of similar to Werewolf by
Well, the
Night.
thing is, I grew
Yeah.
up on the Universal Monster movies all the time, and it definitely inspired off of that because it was in 4x3, correct?
So, I was thinking I should put a green screen filter on you, and so you just be like part of the Invisible Man.
Dude, Invisible Man, dude. We're bringing back horror now. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I don't know. Did you have anything else you were gonna say about it? Because I was just gonna say I'm glad they're bringing this back.
Yeah, I am.
Well, let me finish. He has confirmed that more special presentations are on the way. What happened was Werewolf by Night was not. It was well received, but it wasn't watched that much. Not many people knew about it. So they released a trailer, and then a month later they released the thing, and there was hardly any marketing.
There's no like launch trailer.
Same with the Guardians one, but that was watched probably
It just kinda
more.
fell off a little.
It was more just like no one knew they were out,
Yeah.
and they just didn't watch them.
Yeah.
And they were really good, and some of Werewolf by Night's one of the best things that Marvel's put out on Disney Plus. And
Guardians is great as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
and so, but then we got news that they were moving away from them because they weren't getting traction. But now I guess they heard from fan backlash and demand.
Us too.
Yeah.
All the letters.
They have confirmed that more special presentations are on the way. Of what, though, I don't know. Because, this is where they kind of go quirky with the way they film stuff. So, like Werewolf by Night was a black and white monster
4x3
film. Yeah. So what would be a next step? I know my choice, but what do you think they should make into like a hour-long special?
See, I don't even know. Like, I mean, I don't know. Give me your idea, because
80s sci-fi Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
I was like, is something
I think I've talked about
You
that,
mentioned it,
and that's
right?
how you.
That was in my head.
That's how you introduce our universe as Silver Surfer instead of the one that they're doing in
Now,
Fantastic Four.
I'm just trying to think of anything else because I love I love to see another Halloween one.
Man thing. We do know they're doing a Man Thing one.
See,
The spinoff.
See, that's what I would like. So we're one night. It's a Man Thing. Ted.
Ted.
I hope they call it just Man.
They can't call it Ted.
Really
They
good
cannot
with
just
an
call it
80s
Ted.
thing.
Yeah, they can't call it Ted, can they?
Ted the
I would love to see maybe another Christmas one with another year.
I'll be honest, a Thanksgiving one would be kind of fun. With the Fantastic Four!
That would be really
We
good.
figured it out.
Dude, yes, a Thanksgiving one, and utilize the powers.
Yeah, and the Fantastic Four are having a Thanksgiving dinner.
Have a
But
Thanksgiving dinner. Now, does this take place where they are currently in the 60s?
yes, it'd have to, I feel like.
Okay.
I think that would be so good. Wait,
It'd
That'd
be so
be-
cheesy.
that'd be next year,
perfect.
too. Oh.
And I need,
They could film it.
I would love for them to do one with like almost all the holidays. I don't know how far you could really go with it, but
I mean, 4th of July would be kind of boring. I feel like
Sam Wilson,
Captain America
Sam
is just-
Wilson having a
Unless,
Fourth of July
like-
party,
Yeah.
Captain America.
Unless, like with the Fantastic Four, Johnny sets off fireworks and blows everything up.
That's true.
That would be
Now,
really
the
funny.
Fantastic Four movie, as long as it doesn't get delayed, if it does get delayed, it's going to get pushed to November of next year. But currently, right now, it's coming July. Same month as Superman, which is a terrible decision on their part. But anyway.
One thing I would really love, I love this, I don't know if they would even, if they could even do it, but I would love a cool, like, Spider-Man Christmas special where he goes, like, to a hospital of, like, sick kids or something, and, like, it's like, talk, like, it's like that, what was that one story with that one kid that's, like, sick, and he, like, takes him out swinging at the end of it, and they, like, sit on top of.
I had to pull something up while you're talking.
That was a tearjerker.
Yeah, I would love for them to maybe do something like that, like a really, be around family and all that, and don't forget about people along the way.
Yeah,
it's really what the holidays are about.
Yeah, exactly. But Thanksgiving, Fantastic Four, I think would be the.
I think
that would be the big one. I think
that was an epiphany. Maybe that's the one I want more
I'd
now.
also like to see...
Yeah, screw Swamp Thing or
Swamp Thing. That's a different company.
I want my Swamp. Excuse me.
That's copyright infringement.
Band Thing. Give me a Thanksgiving Fantastic Four special.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Okay, next. According to Daniel RPK, reliable leaker, we use him on the show a lot. He's wrong sometimes, most of the time he's right. Marvel Studios will reportedly decide on the future of the Blade movie and the Armor Wars movie in the coming months. Now,
Don Cheadle wasn't in an interview. He might have been just joking.
He was joking because after he said the thing, he was like, no, I can't talk about it right now.
What's Armor Wars?
Yeah, but Armor Wars is a movie that's a War Machine movie. That they were doing.
It was originally a show.
It was a show, and then they made it a movie, which was a smart idea.
And now it's like kind of.
But now no one knows what's happening with it. But apparently, the original script had something to do with the Vision show that's coming out, which we have some news for in a little bit. So it could come out after that, maybe. Yeah. They could just be waiting. But Blade is the biggest one. It's been going through a lot recently. Changing writers, script is taking forever. It's been 5 years since they announced it, and announced the actor playing him. And now the actor is like 5 years older. He's getting to the point where like he's going to age out of the role.
He's in his mid-50s.
Yeah, right now. And by the time that movie comes out, he'll be like 60. And like at this point, and he's also passing up roles to be able to do this. Yeah. So like at what point? I mean, granted, if I got a bag of Marvel cash, then I would be like, okay, I'll do whatever you want.
I mean, I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but
tell me what you want to do.
Yeah, at what point is it time to say, okay, we're just gonna have to drop you from the role. We're gonna have to get someone else, and we're gonna push this back.
Pay you for your time, but.
And apparently, Marvel will decide on the future of those films in the coming months. We have a little bit of information about Blade and a little bit of what exactly is going on. We know they're looking for a new director right now, because the one that dropped out. But it's a lot. I don't know. I think it's smart to push Blade, unfortunately, because I doubt he'd show up in Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars anyway. Push him after Secret Wars. Introduce that supernatural stuff after Secret Wars.
I know they had the idea of doing Wesley Snipes Blade instead.
That was a rumor.
So
grain of salt.
So we'll see. I don't know, because there's a point where he's like, dude, I'm passing up more roles and I would have end up making more money.
Yeah,
I did these instead of this.
Yeah. So I mean, he is now technically he is doing movies. He's in the new Jurassic World movie that's next year.
Yeah.
Or whatever it's called. I don't care. I'm not gonna watch it. But no, that was what?
Oh, Jurassic World Dominion.
That was the last one. But it's called like Jurassic City or something.
Okay.
So why did the previous director drop out?
I assume it's just the way the stuff is going, losing scripts being trashed, stuff not being good, and they're taking so long to do this. And he's been on there for a while, so I guess he just kind of
he's just like I can't. It's too.
It's rough, but
I've been through 7 scripts.
A decent amount. And one of them, just to put into perspective how bad it got, was Blade was pushed back to not being the primary character or the secondary character or the third primary character. He was the 4th primary character in the script, and the other 3 were like, I forgot what, some women that they had done. It sounded rough.
I guess they wanted him for like a rough. Buffy vampire.
They were trying to go for like Blade's daughter. That was the original script, and they were gonna like raise her up. I don't know what Marvel's whole thing is with like younger superheroes being trained.
I guess just trying to say like a young Avenger.
Yeah, but I don't think Blade's daughter has anything to do with Young Avengers.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm happy that's not that part because that did not sound that good to me or anybody. But that is the rundown on that. Hopefully, you get some information soon on those 2 movies. Okay, I got a screenshot. I got to look at it for this. Let's see.
Thank God you do those comic circus highlights
Yeah.
because there's these articles, Matt, and they're like so long.
Very, very long.
It's just every time
I mean, I could show
it's
you,
so long.
for example, how long
It's so long. It's
these
just like, it'll
are.
be like the longest paragraph ever
Who was
for a
it?
simple question, and it'll be like a yes or no sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I gotta go find it. He just posted it. I have to go find this thing. I assume he posted it on here. Yeah. Wait, no. What's that? Wait, what? Okay. I missed it, I guess. Hang on. What was it? Cosmic Circus is on, right? Let's see if I can find. That's not it. Did he delete it?
He's that important.
I see him like going past it now. I literally took screenshots of this thing. Oh, here it is. I just missed it. This is how long these are.
Oh, yeah.
You see how small this thing is? This is how long these are, and I used to read all of these.
Oh, he read through all of them.
You would read through all these.
Yes, and this is only part 1. There would be part 2.
You know, it'd be part 2, and it'll be like simple. Like,
He does one every month.
yeah, like,
Two,
that's like the super like long paragraph about. That's not I hate. I'm glad no hate towards Cosmic Circus or anything. It's just. Oh my gosh, we're having to go through it because it's like a big paragraph for.
Yeah,
a simple,
I'm not a big reader.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not either. You all see me read out
It's
loud.
only
It's embarrassing.
Yeah. I'm only into certain novels and comics.
I need pictures.
Yeah.
So with this news we have right now for Marvel TV, it's obvious that Marvel Television on Disney Plus specifically has not done well, only because they haven't followed normal TV show standards. This is like 6-episode events or whatever. They did not have a showrunner. They just had some executives working on it. And this is where it got iffy. Like, I mean, they did some decent stuff. X-Men 97, granted, had a showrunner. But, so that's not really a good example.
Pulls out the worst example possible.
Loki
Yeah.
was good.
Loki
Loki season 2 is still probably the best show they've put out.
Yeah, live action show, yes. I mean, I enjoyed WandaVision.
Yeah.
I couldn't get into WandaVision.
You couldn't get into it?
No.
I know some people didn't like it. No, but I know me and my...
I literally watched half of the first episode, and I was like, this isn't...
Well, you gotta get that... You gotta kind of go through it, because it's a mystery that's ongoing. Because you have, like, no idea what's going on. Why are they in a sitcom? What is happening? And they explain that throughout the whole thing, and it's insane. It's a good mystery.
Yeah. I don't know. It just could not grab my attention.
You just gotta give it a minute. Episode 1, it only gets your attention for a few scenes because you're still like, this is weird. What's happening? Episode 2 is where it starts to dive in, and as it goes on, it gets crazier and crazier. But anyway, Brad Winderbaum, head of television, as we talked about, he has revealed their future plans for TV shows. He said this: "We're thinking about television really more like traditional television, where they could last for multiple seasons, where we can see the characters brew in the culture for hopefully many years." Seems like they are smartening up in terms of how to do TV shows.
Yeah, I like that. The multiple seasons, like older,
like actual
TV
shows, yeah,
like when we were younger.
Yeah, and not what they've been doing.
Yeah.
So that was that. Not much to really go off of there, but yeah. All right, Cosmic Circus stuff. I'm gonna kind of rattle through these. You give me your quick thoughts. Number 1, Marvel Studios. You want to stick with that? Okay. Marvel Studios is reportedly trying to make Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
Peak.
They're trying to make Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine interact in the MCU. So, Secret Wars, or I assume, would have to be.
I retract my statement.
And the plan is to have other legacy characters interact with each other. Like Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider would show up. Punisher, Thomas Jane Punisher.
I need Ben Affleck Daredevil.
There you go. Ghost Rider fan here.
We're all very... I want
Big Ghost Rider fan.
I want
Grew up with him.
I need Sam Elliott to come back as a freaking old school Ghost Rider on the horse. Wait.
They wouldn't do that. I would love that, but they wouldn't do that.
I know they wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I would love to see them bring back Blackheart, Mephisto.
Mephisto is now coming to the MCU, though. We already know that.
Oh, really?
In a show called Ironheart. And have you ever seen Borat?
Yes.
That guy's playing.
Yeah, the
really?
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yes, yeah, that one driver in Talladega Nights. Yeah.
Ricky Booby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing freaking the devil.
But yeah, so Tobey Maguire, Hugh Jackman interacting, great, amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
Marvel Studios reportedly wants Finn Jones, Kristen Ritter, and Mike Coulter back in the MCU as Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage from Netflix.
Good.
Iron Fist?
Well,
You think he could be fine if he's better? If he's better,
yeah, I've always thought the actor was good for it, but he kept doing the whole Daredevil thing. Like, the problem is with the Daredevil show, and I know it's a hot take, but it's like one bad thing happened, he's like, I gotta put up the suit, man. I gotta put up the suit. And it's like they kept doing that every single time with every hero in that show. I understand it's a TV budget, you can't have them be doing the craziest things, everything.
Now I'm excited about Mike Coulter, Luke Cage.
Luke
So I think he was
Cage,
good.
Except for Jessica Jones. And I like the guy who played Iron Fist. I just don't think he had the good script going.
Yeah.
I liked Iron Fist. Is just that's another one of them shows that it took me a minute to get into.
Well, they didn't do it
I actually
great.
tried to stick it out and get into it. It was just really
They just
progressive.
They just didn't do it that great to me.
Yeah,
it's like Daredevil's like they put like 99%
I would-
of their brain on Daredevil and 1%.
No, I would love to
Split it
see.
for 3 other shows.
I would love
I
to
like
see
Luke
Iron Fist show up in the sequel to Shang-Chi.
Which I think would be a perfect placement.
I would love to see them two fight. I think it'd be awesome.
Punisher was good though. I do want to say that, but again, I had.
Well, he already know he's back next
yeah,
year
Barry knows back.
Yeah.
So that's good.
in the Daredevil show. Anyway, next up, Hawkeye season 2 is in development. This is, I guess, because we got this news a while back from somebody. I can't remember who. But he's saying it is in development with multiple ideas on the table. One key concept would be to give Haley Steinfeld's Kate Bishop a more prominent role compared to the first season. This is strange to me because I thought she was already in a prominent role in the first season.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess unless they make Hawkeye the side character, make her the main.
Her
could
leading
work.
it, but which is fine because I mean,
I thought that's what they did anyway. I don't know.
I thought so too. 'Cause she was in it like
Every episode.
every episode, a good amount. Like it was just it kind of worked off each other rather than like
Yeah, I didn't feel
I'd
like
say they're both the first
yeah.
main characters.
So I don't know. It seems like maybe it could just be the exact same. But I'm interested what they do. We heard rumors that it'll be his brother as the villain or whatever. But I don't know. But that's pretty cool. Marvel Studios is reportedly interested in having Florence Pugh's Black Widow. I guess she's being called Black Widow now. But Yelena, Black Widow's sister, and Charlie Cox's Daredevil team up in a future project. That's an interesting team up.
So
Because I like both of
I
those.
wonder what project that would be. I wonder what
Thunderbolts 2.
I wonder what idea they had of like, oh, we need to make this.
Well, I'd love to see them.
That would have been
interact.
I would have never.
That's a crazy team up though. Like I'd like to see that.
It's an interesting team up, but like I wonder.
That's kind of like they do have Daredevil and Black Widow comics.
Experimental.
Very experimental.
Well, they do have Daredevil Black Widow comics.
Well, no, I know.
And so that's a.
I guess okay. I guess that makes sense.
So that's
they
a
are both very acrobatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that. This leads into what this kind of connects to what I was just mentioning earlier. Marvel Studios reportedly wants to explore the supernatural side of the MCU. So this is Werewolf by Night, which is what set that up. Blade, Midnight Suns, all that, and I guess the Agatha show that's coming out soon kind of also dabbles in it. They want to explore that side of the MCU heavily after Avengers: Secret Wars.
So that's what.
That instead of Avengers, I'm guessing Spotlight will be back on the supernatural and the mutants.
I've always loved the supernatural stuff.
Yeah,
I think they should also include Ghost Rider because it is.
No, they will. They will.
Yeah,
They
it's
will.
part of the
But I'm talking like old school '80s comics type of Ghost Rider, like the old school motorcycle.
Well, yeah, I think.
Oh,
Well, they might.
I thought I was like,
I
might-
like the
the
horse
motorcycle-
or the white suit, the KKK suit. I was like,
No,
whoa.
that was a different one. So Carter Slade was the one on the horse. He was the first Ghost
Yeah.
Rider.
Mm,
Stole the contract from Mephisto and then went off. But I'm talking.
Johnny Blaze.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
talking old school motorcycle. Don't get me wrong. I love the motorcycle from the movie, the first Ghost Rider movie. It was beautiful. Always loved it. But I just
You're talking
want to
about
see the
the
old
Now,
stuff.
what would you? How would
nowadays.
you feel if they were like, we're actually gonna go with,
like that.
Yes,
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
This is
So-
it.
well, how would you feel if they're like, we're gonna go with Robbie Reyes
It'd be okay.
It's-
It would be
I'm not-
okay.
with
not my favorite.
with the muscle car?
I like the muscle car.
Um,
I like the muscle car. It's not my favorite. I love it because it's one of my favorite cars. It's a '69 Dodge Charger, but that's not Ghost Rider really. I mean,
Yeah.
there's been tons of Ghost Riders with different rides or whatever.
I think I think I want him on the bike too.
I want the
Signature
bike.
is bike. A horse
It's
and a
always the
bike
bike.
are kind of like the same. It goes from cowboy. He's kind of like a modern cowboy if you think about it. Just
Yeah.
supernatural.
I want the.
And he'll show up. We know that they're looking for ways to do it, and he could get a special presentation from him.
I'm fine if they do Bobby, but I don't want the muscle car. But the problem is that's with him, So
Yeah.
I'd rather have Johnny Blaze on the bike.
Okay.
That's what I'd rather have.
Doctor Strange 3 is still aiming to be released before Avengers Secret Wars. It might also come out before Avengers Doomsday, but it's more likely to debut before Secret Wars. So there's a possibility it could be between both the Avengers movies, in between that year, or before.
I'm almost saying it's going to be in between, because, I mean, I feel like
I feel like he's going to be a big part of facing Doctor Doom. And we did have that rumor a long while back, before we knew that they were doing anything with Doctor Doom, that Doctor Doom would show up in Secret Wars and kill Doctor Strange. And that was like a big rumor, like huge grain of salt, no idea, but this is what we're hearing. Now this could happen, because that was the thing, he would kill Doctor Strange and make himself the Sorcerer Supreme by doing that. And then you have like...
Could make him in giddy, man. Like, I guess I'm just like, man, that's kind of cool.
But now I feel like they can set that up. But what is Doctor Strange doing right now? He's going to do that, fix the incursion or whatever, and
what's the lady?
Clea was her name.
Clea, yeah.
And she's also a member of the Midnight Suns. So that could also set that up a little bit.
We'll
see. I don't know a whole lot about the Midnight Suns.
It's like the supernatural Avengers. Ghost Rider's on it. Blade, Moon Knight will probably be on it. Werewolf by Night maybe. Oh. It's all them together, and they normally fight like vampires and crazy. They fight Dracula at one point.
Now,
awesome.
So I'm just...
Yeah, you'll get used to that when you're trying to say a thought, and you're like, oh, they're talking.
It's just like...
It's just like... Going back a step to the supernatural stuff, it's controversial, but I think they should include Jonah Hex, because a lot of his stuff, if you watch the movie and the comics, a lot of his stuff is supernatural. Like, what he can do.
It's the wrong company. He's DC.
I know.
I think you should.
Edit that out.
As well.
You want Justice League Dark at this point.
Yeah.
We're talking about Avengers.
Yeah.
Wrong company. He is DC.
It's a brain fart.
I love that.
It's fine. You're new.
You're like...
Yeah, that.
Yeah, you're...
I don't even think they didn't even see that. They didn't even see it.
Looked like because he had his hand right. He's like, dude, you were like close.
They didn't even see it on
touching tips with him, man. It was crazy.
They didn't even see it on here. My computer was blocking it, so
you guys just missed it. It's just
it's just like it was so close. But
anyway,
we'll see.
Speaking of super,
should they mention it at like D23 or Comic Con?
They'll mention it at like another Comic. I mean, Comic Con's every year. So.
Yeah, I never kind of focus on stuff.
Yeah. So.
What's the span of time between the Comic Cons?
It's like every
it's like 3 days.
July.
Oh, you're talking about?
Oh, you're talking about the span of? Are you talking about how long Comic Con is?
It's like
between them.
Oh, it's like a year.
Oh, yeah.
They do it every year.
Yeah,
every year.
Okay.
And it's only the biggest show there.
D23 is every 2 years, so
not next year, but the year after.
2026.
Yeah, that Avengers Doomsday would have been out then.
2026.
Yeah. It's gonna be a
about out. No, it would have been out. Yeah,
we'll probably get a Doctor Strange trailer.
They'll have a trailer for Secret Wars as well, probably exclusive.
That'll be huge.
Exclusive.
Anyway,
I remember when Infinity War came out. Me and my dad were joking. I remember everybody was like, their reactions. They're like, oh, like, dude, it felt like they saw Jesus. Like I remember, like they're like, man, it was just. Oh my god! They were crying.
Really?
Yes, I remember it. I remember like seeing the leagues. First time I ever got rickrolled in my life.
Oh gosh.
Trying to watch that trailer, and I remember just trying to, because there was a couple of people that videoed it, and there's that part where Spider-Man's like, "I'm sorry," it looks like he's dying. I remember like, what the hell is going on? And I remember everybody was like freaking out. Like, yeah, so you saw the Avengers Infinity War trailer. What was your thoughts on it? It's like, man, it was.
At least it wasn't like Mark Ruffalo. Like everybody dies in this one. What?
Oh yeah, Mark Ruffalo doing it. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was a spoiler.
It's like it's funny because everybody thought that was like a. I remember everybody was like debating if he was just like trolling or not, because Chris Evans did that in Civil War. Like, yeah, a lot of people die in this. It's like, oh no.
And no one died.
Yeah, no one. Died.
Yeah, no one died.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo was different because Don Cheadle was pissed. He's like, dude.
Yeah. Well, continuing on the idea of the supernatural side of the MCU. This also connects to that. There is a chance Blade could be released after Secret Wars. Apparently, I do have some more news about Blade right here. Well, never mind. Never mind. Not Blade.
I think at this point, Blade, when it does come out, it might flop.
I don't think it's going to flop because it's going to draw a lot of audiences to see. Okay, what?
Yeah, they want that to be successful out of anything.
Yeah.
Due to
it's Blade fantastic
at this point.
Yeah, it's Blade. It's the anticipation of it is what's going to sell to.
It better pay off.
And it needs to.
They gotta hope
people love Blade. People love Blade now. I mean, he was in Deadpool and Wolverine, and he also everyone loved those movies, so everyone's going to go see a new Blade movie.
Now will Mahershala be there?
Mahershala, yes. You'll say his name right eventually.
I keep saying Mahershala.
Yeah.
Mahershala.
I mentioned this earlier. I think it's up for debate, really. I don't know. I would assume that he'll maybe stay, but not for long. I feel like though, if they're actually doing this whole actual reboot after Secret Wars, I think they might. But if this is releasing after Secret Wars, then yeah, he's not.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say he's not.
It's unfortunate, but
Yeah.
because I mean, you can see this art of what someone made of what he'd look like as Blade.
It looks good.
Yeah, but he also played the villain in Luke Cage.
He does remind me a bit of like Wesley Snipes.
Yeah. But
just facial features.
Yeah. But we'll see.
But he does not have the muscular build to be.
Well, he does.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
I've never really seen
big.
him muscular. I've mostly seen him in movies as being like skinny and all that.
Yeah, I mean, he's in
he's
a good movie
also-
called what's that movie called? It's on Netflix. It's got
He was kind of.
it's not Kevin Bacon. Who played the Ethan Hawke's in it?
See, you get him mixed up too. They look exactly
Yeah.
alike. I wasn't crazy.
Ethan Hawke's in it, and it's him. It's called like Where the World Ends. I don't know if that's what it's called, but it's where like this giant cyber terrorist attack happens. While they're at an Airbnb, and these people show up to their house, and these other people are there,
Interesting.
and it was really good. I liked it. It's on Netflix if anyone wants to watch it. Anyway, Doctor Doom. Robert Downey Jr. might not play Doctor Doom in the MCU after Avengers: Secret Wars. The role might be recast since Downey's Doom is not from Earth 616.
I figured this would happen due to. Oh, he's from the Fantastic Four universe. That's the rumor, right? Or is that confirmed? He's from. That?
We can probably assume.
Pretty much open secret.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Every time we record, my nose itches, and it happens. It happens without stopping.
fail.
Without fail. Every week, my nose itches.
So
I'm over here doing this.
Are we like as soon as we're done? Do you think you're fine?
Yeah, every time I'm
You think
fine. It's me. It's the talking.
Is it like yeah, but I talk, but I don't get my. You think it's a nervous twitch?
Maybe.
Because I know-
I'm not nervous
like,
though.
In Wings of Redemption, dude, he goes in there. Dude, he's like,
That'll lose his nose.
dude, he goes in there. Everybody thinks he's like smelling his finger.
No, it's just one
What are you
nostril.
doing? You smelling your fingers on set?
Oh,
Have some
My
coke
point of
under
view-
your fingernails?
just from my point of view alone, I would like to see Robert Downey Jr.
Okay,
as
back to the actual question. Yeah,
like-
smart.
In
like.
my opinion, I think smelling fingers.
That's
Oh my god.
no. Okay, continue.
No.
That's what happens a lot.
So, I think seeing Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom, like, it'd be interesting, but I don't see him as a villain. I see him still as Iron Man.
I think that's the reason he was cast. Because they want you to be
It'd
like.
be really interesting to see him.
They want
as
you
a
to be like,
villain.
man, this guy. I love this guy. Now he's like killing my. He's gonna kill Doctor Strange, maybe.
I hate you 3000.
And then the portal opens, and you hear, "I am Steve," and Jack Black walks out.
Cinema. No, I
I think this is an incredibly smart move. Granted, Secret Wars, if you don't know, is in it. All the worlds get destroyed by incursions. The only world left is Battle World, and it's there. It's all these people fighting it out. Whoever wins,
Different universes.
they get their universe, and no one else does. Everyone else dies. In this, I think it's going to end being there's only one world. The multiverse is gone. There's only one world left, and it's going to be 616 or whatever they're calling it. And that's where, and you'll get the Fantastic Four, who are from a different universe in the MCU now. They'll be on the main Earth now. X-Men will be there. Avengers will be there with new actors playing probably Iron Man, Captain America, all that. So you can continue telling those stories without having to deal with, we're just bringing back these old people for cash grabs.
Now who?
I think this is like the way it should have been from the start, but it couldn't be because of rights issues. But
Yeah, it'd be the most softest reboot ever.
Yeah.
Now, will people still be engaged afterward?
definitely.
You think so?
I mean, you're going to get the promise of Iron Man and Mr. Fantastic together. Probably get like the Council of Reeds eventually.
That's what Reed.
A bunch of Pedro Pascals gassing each other up.
The Illuminati.
Oh,
What's the
please.
Council of Reeds?
The Council of Reeds is a bunch of multiversal Reed Richards that just gas each other up. I don't know how to explain it. They just like
That's all they
they're
do.
like,
gas
oh wow,
it.
you're so
They pretty much
smart.
blow
Wow,
smoke.
you're so
Yeah.
smart.
You're
Wow,
like, wow,
you're
you're-
so smart.
yeah.
Wow, you're so smart.
Yeah, it's like that Kang scene in Loki. He was like, oh wow, I have a nice nose. Like, what is that whole thing?
Reed, what are you working on? Oh, you know.
Oh, you know. Yeah, I do know. You go. Oh yeah, brother.
Yeah, they pretty much.
And you'll get like Ewan Gruffudd's version of Reed from the old Fantastic Four movie. 2004.
Oh yes, bring him.
Show him.
Bring
John Krasinski should show back up. Maybe that'd be a fun little.
What's that
cameo.
one dude? Tyson.
The guy in Fant Four Stick.
Yeah.
Miles Teller. Yeah.
Miles Teller.
But yeah, Doctor Doom. I think it's smart recast him because I don't want him in there. A little bit more. Armor Wars is reportedly in a limbo state, just like Blade. The film was originally going to be connected to Ironheart and Vision Quest. That's all we know for that. We kind of mentioned our thoughts on this.
Don Cheadle, man, he needs his.
I need
a War Machine movie.
Marvel Studios reportedly wants to use Charlie Cox's Daredevil as a gateway to news stories for the street superheroes in the MCU. There's ideas from Matt to interact with other heroes like Oscar Isaac's Moon Knight, and as we talked about, Yelena. Florence Pugh's Yelena. This is smart. This is a good way to take a known character everyone loves, and with that, introduce other characters that people might not be so familiar with. There's that. He also said something about Fantastic Four. This is the last thing. I'm going to have to read that. He said this. The question was something about, I can't remember, if Doctor Doom was going to be known already, or I don't know, but this is what he said. I want to start by saying I'm so glad you asked this. I was initially concerned about how they would take a character that is barely an established presence in Fantastic Four and make him the biggest villain in the arc in less than a year. So that's about, like, how are they going to build him up? It's
like building Thanos in with, like, 2 movies.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But if they go for what they want for Doom in Doomsday, or Fantastic Four, I don't know, they'd have a fantastic explanation that not only sets him up perfectly for when we see him in Doomsday, but also places him in a position where he can easily become one of the most justifiable antagonists in Marvel, maybe even more so than Thanos. If you really want to know why in Latveria the flowers die in the summer, then you'd already know where to look. I don't know what that means.
I have no idea.
But I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm incredibly excited for what they do.
There's gonna be a lot of people digging because of that.
Maybe. Digging through
comics. I don't know. Looking for books.
Yeah, because Doctor Doom, he's not like from America.
Yeah, he's Latvian. He's Romanian.
Romanian.
But and
He's from Latvia.
That is a big thing that everyone's upset about is that they didn't cast a Romanian actor to play him. But we talked about this last week, so I don't want to get fully into it. I was like,
that's kind of crappy though.
You
can't expect that.
The way we mentioned it, it's like, well, if the character is now like Doctor Doom, it should have been a Romanian actor. Well, I think we said that because if it's a character that has a big part, like if being Jewish was a big part of their character, like Ben Grimm is, and if they did cast a Jewish guy to play him in New Fantastic Four, that's good. They need to do that. If it's like the character has those roots, like Black Panther. For example, couldn't be...
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, you can't cast Ryan Gosling to play Black Panther when this guy is literally...
Why not?
So, like, you get it. It's like, if it's really a core part of the character...
Albino Panther.
Then you cannot cast someone that's not. And so Doctor Doom, it is that way. And it shouldn't have been... But, I mean, it's the world we're living in now, so what do we do?
I want Redneck Jack.
Technically, Scarlet Witch is also Romanian.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch is Romanian.
But Elizabeth Olsen is not.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's that. That is the end of the highlights.
Yeah. Rolling on, we just said best actor, let them do the role, but there's something very important with it.
Yeah.
Todd Stashwick has been cast in the Vision series. Let me pull him up. You might know him, but you might not. Probably I spelled his name wrong. Okay. Aiming
He looks
it.
familiar.
I've seen him before.
Okay, he's one of the doctors.
He was in Picard.
Is that?
I've seen.
He was in the Kim Possible movie. I don't know. He's in Star Trek Picard. Let's see. I think it was on DB. He was in.
No, I've seen him play the bad guy. What movie was it?
He's been in 134 projects. He was in Splinter. That's Mark Bernardin's movie he made.
Was it good?
I didn't watch it. I haven't found it. I heard it was good. It's a horror movie. He's in SWAT, 3 episodes, apparently. He's been in a lot of stuff. Mayans MC, Strange Angel.
Kim Possible.
Yeah, that was like a movie they did.
I never got to
Teen
see
Wolf.
It was like a live action. It was like a Disney Channel thing.
The originals.
It wasn't like a bullshit.
Is it on Disney Plus?
Yeah,
He was in an episode of Criminal Minds.
I grew up with Kim Possible.
I know.
My sister was a redhead.
He plays a lot of one-offs in some shows. I see it's like a lot of cop shows I'm noticing. I know he's been in some stuff that's really popular, but I'm not. He's in The Good Guys. I don't know. Anyway, he's Curb Your Enthusiasm for 2 episodes.
09?
Supernatural he played Dracula in Supernatural. What? Okay.
Really?
Apparently.
Well, I know what we're binge watching.
We're gonna watch
I've
the whole
already-
show because this
all
one guy
15
got
seasons.
casted.
Anyway,
We watched the
No,
greatest
he
show.
played a really good.
He does in the movie.
There's this one movie I watched. I don't remember it at all, but he played this bad guy in it, and he nailed the role. And
well,
I never remembered his name, but he was iconic to me for that.
in WandaVision, since I know you didn't watch it, so I have to explain this. At the end, Vision meets White Vision, which is like a white version of Vision. And it's like, what was it? It was, because the Vision in the show, this is hard to explain because he hasn't seen it, it's going to suck. The Vision in the show is not real. Alright, so in WandaVision, the Vision that was in the show was not real. It was a figment of Wanda's imagination. Yeah, she created him because she was like super depressed because he died in Infinity War. And it was like grief, and it was this whole thing. I'm not going to explain all that. Yeah. Then the government, who was trying to get into this hex that she made, which was like the whole town was turned into like this sitcom thing to like help her cope. And they're trying to get in there to stop her, and because she had people hostage. And to do that, they got Vision's corpse, and they rebuilt it, and made it to where it was like their soldier basically, and sent it in to go kill Wanda. And at this fight, you have White Vision, which is what we're calling, because he's just a white version of Vision. He's like full white. I'll pull up a picture just so you can see what I'm talking about here. Yeah. So this was him in the show.
See, he looks kind of gray.
Well, it just depends. This was him.
Which is how Vision first showed up in the comics.
Yeah.
He needs to get a tan.
So, this is the scene where Vision has this whole conversation with him, and he touches him and gives him his memories. So now in this Vision, then he says, "I am Vision," and he flies out, and we never saw him again.
I don't know where the world he went.
Well, he's getting a show called, I assume it's called Vision Quest, I think.
That's code name right now.
Yeah, well, I think that is the title.
Oh,
Well, in this series, we know two things, and the next two pieces of news are part of that. Todd Stashwick, the guy I just showed you, has been cast. He will be playing an assassin trying to capture the Vision. So I guess the government is trying to get their toy back, or whatever. So you have that. We also, I assume in this show, he's having a family. He has a robot family. They did in the comics at one point. And also in the show, this was news last week. You'll hearing it now. According to Hollywood Reporter, obviously we knew Ultron is coming back in this. Same actor voicing him. But we don't know. It's unclear whether he will be a robot or have a human form.
I know.
I think I like this idea. That he's a voice inside of Vision's head. Because if he was... Ultron made Vision. Remember, he tried to. Yeah. But the Avengers stopped him.
A bit of Ultron is still in Vision.
And that's what he hears. And so he's got this voice in his head telling him other stuff while he's got Vision's memories and all this stuff and he doesn't know. And so you have this, like, struggle between, am I a good guy or a bad guy?
No.
While also trying to have a family.
I know someone said if he was going to return as a human, why didn't they bring back Robert Downey Jr. in that way? So that way you're like kind of confused with it. I like that idea of what you brought up with it's in his head. And maybe try to like mess with them, like, oh, these visions you're seeing, like you have it, but not exactly like this.
Yeah.
So you altered it yourself or something.
And then like maybe he tries to get out at some point, or tries to take over Vision.
Fully take over the Vision.
Yeah. Yes. And that could be like it's like almost a mental villain at that point. He's not an actual villain, but he's there.
Yeah.
And he becomes like a main force. But that's that, and that's the end of the Marvel news of the week. Now we do a tradition on this show where after the Marvel news, before the DC news, we like to give people a little taste of nostalgia. So, we'll throw them a commercial their way. So you want to hit them with the commercial?
You want to do the honors?
Just click a button, point the screen, and click a button.
Okay.
Okay, my turn. I am the Hulk. I am Abomination. Oh, I'm the Hulk. I'm so sad. I don't know how to defend myself. My
Right now at Burger King, you can collect all 6 Incredible Hulk toys, one per kids meal. Incredible Hulk toys are now at BK.
All right, we are back. Thank you for supplying them with a commercial. Could be bad, could be good, who knows. Okay.
I hope it was not bad.
He picks it.
Everybody's looking
Yeah.
at me right now going, "Brrr,
Who is this man? No.
loser."
But
What a moron.
it is DC time. DC is always popping off in news recently because of DC Studios making the new DC Universe. There's always a lot of cool stuff. So we're going to get into that. Starting with this. We got a new look at Peacemaker Season 2. And James Gunn has officially confirmed on Threads, because he still uses that the season will release in 2025 after Superman. Superman will be affecting partially the plot of this because of Rick Flag Sr., who's in Creature Commandos, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And it shows up in Superman in live action. Because the way they're doing the DCU is characters will move in and out of animation. So from Creature Commandos to Superman, or they can go back to another animated thing, and it'll always be the same actor voicing and playing the character.
Same actor or actress. Yeah.
So that's what they're doing with Rick Flag Sr. Rick Flag Jr. died in Suicide Squad. You saw that movie. Peacemaker killed him. And that's like a huge thing in the Peacemaker show. And so Rick Flag Sr., who shows up in Creature Commandos, then he'll be in Superman, is going to be in Peacemaker Season 2. And he's going after Peacemaker for killing his son. And they'll set that up, I assume, with maybe a post-credit scene in this. I don't know.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Good to watch.
Um,
One quick question, though. From the last Suicide Squad movie, what's happened to Weasel? Because he just
ran off.
Yeah,
And we'll
wanna
see
what
him-
happens to him.
Post-credit scene.
Yeah, he ran off.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
But
if
then
you
we'll
saw that.
see him, because then there's a post-credit scene where he gets up and runs off. And we're seeing him again in Creature Commandos. So I assume we'll get maybe some information.
I guess
Because I love him. He's hilarious. He's funny.
Yeah. I'm excited for Dr. Phosphorus.
Well, I got a lot of information about that soon. I got a whole article about Creature Commandos, which is exciting. Yeah, that's the HDMI thing. Don't mind that.
Yeah.
So now that we're at DC, and I mentioned DC earlier while we were talking about
Here you go, by the way.
Marvel.
The look at Peacemaker Season 2. I'll let you finish. I just want to point out, this looks like a wildly different helmet than the first season.
They changed the style drastically.
Well, from what we're seeing, something is weird in this new season because it seems to be he's in another universe, which makes sense that he moved from the old DC universe to this one, which is why the show's continuing.
You play Mortal Kombat 1.
That did happen in that, but I don't know if that's the way they're going to do that. I think that was a joke more than anything.
If they...
That'd be interesting.
It's so convenient. I like
Because in that, they take Peacemaker gets transported to the Mortal Kombat universe and the new Mortal Kombat game by Eclipso, because who's fighting him or whatever. And then he gets sent back to his universe, I assume, at some point. And everyone's just thinking he gets sent back to the wrong universe, which is the new DC universe.
We were mentioning how we love the idea of him being like a... Everybody thinks he's like freaking crazy.
He's a conspiracy theorist, but he's like, no, there was another world, and there was you were there, and you were. It's like Wizard of Oz.
You look different. Yeah, no, it's like, you don't look like Superman. Superman's like this other guy, you know, and we just think it's like a great idea.
Yeah, but this is the new look. It looks to be, and now this line is for you, because I know you haven't seen the first season. It looks to be the place where he had kept his helmets and stuff, where his dad in the little closet. Doesn't look like that?
No.
With the crazy lights.
It does look like it.
Yeah, so I'm wondering why he's there, and also why is his helmet different? And also, this kind of looks different. So I don't know.
It might be the different version.
Yeah, this might not be our Peacemaker. This might be that unit versus. Because I don't think I could find that picture. I doubt of the Peacemaker set photo because I think they were taking it down. Remember the mural? Not that. See, I mean that's a helmet. It's different. I doubt I'd be able to find that mural. Oh, okay. This is set videos. That's not what I'm looking for. Let me know if you see. I might skip it. It must have got taken down because this must have been what that was. Well, there was a mural, and he might have looked like that. I have no idea. But yeah, it's very interesting. Peacemaker Season 2 next year. Confirmed. So I'm guessing new DC is going to be show, movie.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to Lanterns news. So in Lanterns, it's going to be a detective noir almost space cop show. It's going to be like True Detective, the way it's described, but in space with a couple of Green Lanterns.
Yeah.
And they're uncovering a mystery that's going to affect a bunch of stuff in the universe. Well, we got news from Nexus Point News that there's some people are in the running for Hal Jordan Now, in this universe, apparently, they are going for an older Hal Jordan, who with Jon Stewart being the lead Green Lantern, like in the animated stuff.
I do want to mention that in this universe, heroes have been around for a long time.
This is like we're starting this universe. This is not like Marvel, where we're starting at the beginning, we're seeing all the build up. We're just jumping in. Yeah. So like Batman's been around for a while. Superman's like been out for a few years.
Second, third year.
Yeah. All this stuff has been going on. So there've been Green Lanterns for a long time. The Justice Society was fighting in World War II. That was confirmed. Ooh. Which we have news about that in a little bit. I'm losing my voice, which is weird.
Well, like it said right there, Nexus News, Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin has been offered the role of Hal Jordan in Lanterns.
I cannot see him as anything other than Jonah Hex.
Well, I think I texted you that. When I sent you that, I was like, he looks like it's Jonah Hex. But, someone posted a picture of him without the beard. He looks fine with the beard. Like, I could see that, but, like, I mean, if we wanted to, like, go...
I think I'd rather have him with the beard.
He does look good with the beard.
Yeah, he does.
But I also think this would also work. But if he passes, which I think he will, because Ryan Reynolds played Green Lantern, and they're good friends. I don't think that Josh Brolin would want to play Green Lantern, knowing how bad Ryan's was. And he's like, yeah, no. I assume that's how he's going to be. Because I don't think he wants to do any more...
he's been in DC...
And Marvel. He played Thanos.
Yeah, Marvel twice.
Yeah, Cable too.
Thanos, and he was in something else.
Jonah Hex, and that was it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he wants to do any more superhero stuff. He's 56 years old. Yeah. Now, the way I see this working, my whole theory right now is that they're leading up to Blackest Night, which is, if it's a superhero story, it's like a two-part Blackest Night and Brightest Day. Blackest Night is where the Death Lanterns show up. The Black Lanterns, they resurrect a bunch of dead superheroes and turn them into Black Lanterns. And so you have these heroes fighting each other, like zombified versions. Yeah. And it's this whole universe-spanning thing. The whole Lantern spectrum shows up to help. It's this whole thing. Now, also in the comics, they do a thing called Parallax, which is where Hal Jordan gets this, like, I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know if it's a parasite, something that takes over him and he becomes evil for a while. It's like him in that green armor. I know you've probably seen that picture. Yeah, and he dies after that. I think that if they're going to go for this, he's going to become parallaxed at the end of this show. And Jon Stewart is going to be forced to kill his mentor. And then he's going to come back in Blackest Night as a dead lantern, like the Death Lantern. Yeah. And so you get like this evil Hal Jordan at the end, like, and I think that's what they're going for here.
Yeah. Did they do that as like an animated thing? Because remember,
Blackest Night.
Yeah, there was an animated thing where old school Hal Jordan became evil, had all 10 like different.
I don't think that's something different. Parallax is I'm gonna spell it wrong. Or right. Okay. That is not okay.
What the? Why did you just?
Apparently, it's a real thing. Yeah, Parallax. I hate. I guess I can open an image in the tab. So this is him when he was turned into Parallax. He had this crazy armor, and he was evil. He's kind of old here too. He's got the gray in his nipples. But there's that.
But do you really think Josh Brolin will turn down the role?
I think it's a possibility, and if he does, the next one on the list we know is Chris Pine. Chris Pine is the youngest of this one. He's in his 40s. I believe he's 44.
Yeah, he's not 40.
And this one is the one that I want. That's Hal Jordan. He played he plays pilots a lot, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Hal Jordan. Well, it's the smallest picture you've ever seen. Yeah, so I kind of want him personally.
I think he
looks the part. And he's a good actor. But there's that one. Yeah. There's
next one.
The next one is what people are I haven't seen anyone really talk about
it. I'm kind of against this one. I think I just am. I don't like it.
Hal Jordan, Ewan McGregor.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Hello there.
This is another one. He is also older. He's in his 50s. I think he's 54. So there's that one. There's also the one that everyone was interested
actually, no, this one was my least favorite.
I'm spelling everything with you. Yeah. He was also there, and he's also in his 50s.
McConaughey?
Yeah, McConaughey.
Now, if they're going for a True Detective thing, why not get the guy who played the main character in True Detective?
Yes.
All right.
Now,
Yeah,
let me give you my version of the Green Lantern oath. It's in brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. All right. That's how you do it. And
Amazing.
cynical. But he's one, I don't know what that is.
That was truly amazing.
And then the final one on the list is Timothy Oliphant. No, I'm kidding. Timothy Elephant. Anyway, here we go. Timothy Oliphant is the other one on the list. Yeah.
I loved him in Justified.
He's the last one on the list as well. I could also see, I think his chin is a little too square. I gotta be honest.
It does look like he flattened it out with a brick.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I'm sorry, it just does.
There, oh my god.
So I don't know how I feel about it, but
His chin looks like if you punched it, you would break your hand.
I think the best.
Shatter.
I think the two best options on this list are Josh Brolin and Chris Pine, but I'd rather Chris Pine. I like that one. We just gotta hope Josh says no. But we also have to hope Chris Pine wants to do a superhero
I
movie.
don't know. I kind of want to see Josh Brolin as like.
Well, yeah, but
he's
he's
probably
old.
gonna turn.
He's a little too old, I feel like. And they're going for an older one, so it makes sense. We don't know who's playing Jon Stewart, so it also depends if they can act.
Yeah, the chemistry. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, because
I don't know, is it the right term?
Josh Brolin is Hal Jordan's going to be a hardened, like no nonsense type hero, from what we know, and I have some news about that in a little bit. But yeah, there's some lanterns. We have more lanterns news later, but
Like I was saying earlier, remember how I mentioned DC while we were talking about Marvel?
Yeah.
Because my first time, I didn't realize we were separating it. I think, is there like a DC thing where they have like their own supernatural like?
Yeah.
that is Justice League Dark. It's Swamp Thing, Constantine.
Well, I'd like to see Jonah Hex on there because a lot of his powers.
Well, he shows up a lot. He interacts with Constantine a lot.
Well, that makes sense because Jonah Hex deals with the dead a lot.
Yeah. And so it's a bunch of them. Swamp Thing, Frankenstein, Creature Commandos is a lot of that too.
Yeah. I want to see like a live action Swamp Thing movie.
Well, lucky for you, one of the things that was announced for the DCU was a gothic horror Swamp Thing movie, directed by the guy who directed Logan. And that's coming out. We don't know anything else other than that, but it's happening.
Really?
It's a horror.
Nothing
It's a
other
horror
than-
movie, but that's all we know.
So they just like, oh, we're doing this. Screw you.
No, we're doing this.
We're
Tune
not
in.
telling you anything else.
We're doing this soon. Like,
That's all they said. But that's
We're not
all.
going to tell you anything else.
We know it's going to be a gothic horror. That's about it.
So.
And about Swamp Thing. But yeah. Okay. Moving on here. According to Jeff Snyder, another insider, DC met with Stephen Williams to potentially direct the pilot of Lanterns. Stephen Williams is
William Fancy Pants.
yeah. He has directed some things. Landon saw, I think, one thing. He was like, "Oh, I don't know if you clocked it real quick. It's almost on the screen right there." He directed. He produced Watchmen. Okay, he produced Watchmen. He produced all of Lost, or most of Lost,
which is apparently really great.
Yeah, Soul Survivor, Undercovers, and whatever that is. Director. He's directing an episode of the new Last of Us season. Interesting. He's directed. Now we're looking at actual director stuff. He directed 2 episodes of Watchmen. He directed 2 episodes of Westworld. How to Get Away with Murder. Walking Dead. He's done a lot of popular shows.
Walking Dead, I didn't know
Agent
that,
Carter. Yeah, a lot of popular shows.
Person of interest.
Had 26 episodes of Lost. Okay, so he's big in Lost, right? And he is potentially going to be directing the pilot for Lanterns. I ought to watch some things that he's done so I know. But yeah, there's that. James Gunn, this is like a quick thing. He's always online talking to people. And someone asked him, "Hi, Mr. Gunn. In the hypothetical case that a movie starring only Superman and Batman teaming came out, what would you call it? Superman and Batman or Batman and Superman?" Now this is, obviously they had a movie like that, but it's called Batman versus Superman. Mm-hmm. And then they were going to have a team-up movie called Son of Sun versus and Night of Night, which is a stupid title. It is a dumb title for a Superman Batman movie.
Sun, Night of Night.
Son of Sun and Night of Night. Yeah,
Like,
that's Zack Snyder for.
I get it because
Thanks,
Superman gets his strength from the Red Sun.
Yeah, and Batman's the Night of the Night. I guess I don't know.
But
that sounds so stupid.
There's only one. I mean, you should think of it. there's only one possible title for a Batman and Superman team-up movie, and it is
Finest Worlds?
over there somewhere. I saw it a second ago. I was right there beside Iron Man, in between Iron Man and Hulk. Boom. World's Finest.
World's Finest.
This is... James Gunn responded to this question, and he said,
Simple.
World's Finest.
Simple.
Which is interesting if he thinks... Maybe he's making a World's Finest movie. Anyway. But I doubt it. But that's just something he said. Yeah, so that is World's Finest. Yeah. James Gunn said that. I thought it'd be interesting.
Swamp Thing's on
Now, let's talk real quick.
Swamp Thing was once... What?
Now,
Look at me. Look.
now, have you seen Sergeant Rock before? And now, this guy...
I've seen him somewhere. I've seen...
He had this book. This is a newer book, Sergeant Rock versus the Army of the Dead.
Yeah, I've seen that comic at McKay's.
Yeah, there's a bunch. He has a lot of old DC military books. Landon, I'm assuming you've heard of him or seen him in passing. Yeah, he's a soldier. He leads this platoon called Easy Company, and there's a Native American guy on there named. I have a screenshot of it. I'll find it in a minute. Little something, I think what it was. But yeah, so you got that. Pretty unknown DC character, but whoever collects DC Comics has at least seen his books. Well, we got news this week from Nexus Point News that Luca I always butcher names on the show. Guadagnino, maybe, I don't know.
Let me see that. Let me read it.
Hold on. Yeah. Italian film director. Luca Guadagnino. Listen, I'm not gonna dwell. Anyway. He has directed things like... Is he directing that? Is that Bob Dylan movie?
He's writing it, directing it.
Well, okay. I've heard... Okay, he's worked on... I just want to look at directing.
You see his upcoming...
He's worked on... This is a movie that's not out yet. I don't know what it is. He worked... Challengers is that Zendaya movie that came out.
Yeah, that was good, apparently.
Bones and All is apparently really good. And he's done a lot of Italian stuff as well. Obviously foreign filmmaker, somewhat. He has been tapped or offered to direct a Sergeant Rock movie at DC Studios with Justin Kurtz, as pinning the script. He wrote most of the stuff that he worked with. Sergeant Rock is getting a World War II movie for DC. Now, the thing with DC, which we talk about actually on this next piece of news, is that it's not telling stories in a linear path. I'll explain in the next piece of news. But a Sergeant Rock movie is happening at DC Studios.
That sounds very
I don't know about the character. I'll watch it, but...
I love this. I would see it in a heartbeat, be the first one in line to go watch it. But I feel like DC does a lot of World War II stuff and doesn't do as much.
Well, DC hasn't done much World War II stuff. I also don't know if he was World War II. I think he is.
Oh,
I assume.
A lot of comics, anyways, do a lot of World War II and not enough other wars.
Well, I have a little bit more information on Sergeant Rock here in a little bit, which actually might surprise you, especially you, Landon, I would assume. But yeah. This next piece is the big news. Some of the big news.
Nothing surprises me.
Daniel RPK has come out to talk about Superman and Lanterns. And also there's a wrap-up that I'll read after. He said this about the new Superman movie that is comes out next July. It's been editing right now. He said, I've also heard that the new Superman movie is fantastic and they're going all out. It's a complete shift to hardcore sci-fi fantasy, the exact opposite of Man of Steel. It's set in a world very different from ours and far removed from the DCEU, which is all the older DC stuff. Heroes have been around for ages, and we'll see how it affected this world's history and has shaped the DCU. The DCU will feature various projects set across different timelines, not just present day, so more in line with the approach of Star Wars than Marvel, meaning we'll have a movie set in modern time with Superman. Then we'll go all the way back to World War II and have a movie. And we'll go in the future with Booster Gold and tell that story. Yeah. And so it's going to hop through all the time, not tell everything in just straight normal order like Marvel.
Which I do like.
Yeah, it's like Star Wars, as it said. Superman, apparently been good, going all out. Hardcore sci-fi fantasy, opposite of Man of Steel.
Which means it's good.
Now, sci-fi fantasy,
You didn't know.
yeah, sci-fi fantasy doesn't necessarily mean like insane aliens and all that. This is a retro futuristic city. Have you seen the Superman set photos?
No,
Oh boy! All right, let me pull them
You
up.
got him.
So they filmed it. I'm gonna give us a glimpse of what the movie looks like with the set and everything. You'll get an idea of the vibe they're going for here. So obviously you have the Superman.
Yeah.
I mean, Mr. Terrific's there. It looks great. Me and him geeked out over a video of him just crossing his arms. Metropolis. This is the kind of like
You nerds.
This
get
is-
your special.
it's in Metropolis is in Delaware, by the way, in the comics and in this.
I thought it'd be in like
It's Delaware.
Kinda
that's a stunt.
for, like, a look like that.
Delaware.
Yeah, they're going for that.
Ooh.
I'm trying to set here.
Kinda like
You
a-
get an idea. This is the kind of set decorations that they have. You get an idea of what they're going for with Superman. It's a very futuristic.
Have you ever seen? I know you've never been there, but have you ever seen Disney World's like Tomorrowland? Or no? Like the Land in Magic Kingdom.
I don't think I've seen it. I might have seen the trailers and stuff.
Well, you know, it's their
It's
theme
full
park.
action.
It's their theme park. Right.
Movie,
Oh
so-
no, and there is a movie called Tomorrowland. You ain't wrong on that.
I watched
It's,
that in theaters.
Wait, is it good? I saw it like a while back.
Ask me that again.
Oh, man.
Ask me that again.
Yeah, you look mad about that.
Ask me that again.
You didn't like it?
No, ask me again.
Do you like Tomorrowland?
Anyway,
What do you not like about it?
it was a bad movie. Anyway,
What's bad about it?
I don't like George Clooney. Moving on.
Oh, my mom hates George Clooney.
I heard the story at dinner, family dinner.
Oh yeah,
I
My
heard
mom
that
went to
story.
the Henderson.
Yeah, and she told me that story.
I need y'all to tell me the story after this.
Okay, so you get an idea of what some of the civilians look like.
I'll let them know.
A lot of old school outfits and some modern mixed up. This was right after he got knocked into a hole in the ground, and they were like helping him up. So cool. That's the picture. He saves I think either a dog or a child. I don't know. I was trying to find one where he was actually in the crowd. Maybe one with him as Clark Kent.
Which is me, by the way, with glasses.
Give me a break.
Oh, you do have the curly hair. But no, I always thought like
But yeah,
The
they have
scene-
like this kind of newspaper stuff. Like it's a retro. They're trying to make
Retro
Metropolis.
future.
They're giving Metropolis a whole different vibe.
That we ever seen before.
Yeah. Is this the one where you
I
cross?
always thought Metropolis
Wait,
was like a spin-off of like Indianapolis.
No. It's just like this huge Metropolis is what
We
it is.
like lost our minds
But
watching
Delaware, I always
Is this where he crosses? Yeah, right here.
He's just looking up.
Well, you might freaked out with this.
Because I can just hear him, but he's like, yeah. So what you doing?
hear the music.
No, I just hear it.
Batman?
No, I didn't mean Batman.
Oh, okay, hold up. Go down.
Okay, so this is a picture of Clark Kent trying to get through the crowd of people.
How do you do the thing for Superman?
Bum, bum, bum,
No, the other one.
bum, bum, bum. Well, there's no other one.
No, not like the old school one. The other one from like the animated series.
Oh, it was like ba 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 ba.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I just watched that.
Look, that's me.
So that's him as Clark Kent.
Here's some glasses.
That's you.
That's me.
If you hadn't have,
If you hadn't have broke the glasses,
Oh, no, but
so look at the first comment.
Puts
By
his
the way,
hand on it,
you're gonna
breaks.
get it, but look at the first comment. That's all I'm saying.
Tony Khan. Dude. Hey, actually, my parents would be better.
That is Tony Khan. But yeah, you got Superman. Obviously, the main thing I'm excited for in this movie is, Superman. I mean, give me a break. But Lois Lane, I think, is like the best casting. She's also a beautiful woman, but that's a separate.
who are they casting for?
Rachel Brosnahan is playing Lois Lane.
Immediately goes to look her up. You know, he's.
No, I'm looking up Rachel.
It's his research.
Or I'm just looking up Lois. Yeah,
How do you spell her name?
it's better not pop up Superman and Lois. That's exactly what I didn't want. Superman.
I always thought
Movie.
Metropolis would be like closer towards the Midwest. Because you know how Superman's from Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's from a different plant, but he was raised in Kansas.
I always figured. I guess I never really thought about where Metropolis would like be in state wise.
Oh, they also filmed here for
It
Superman.
would either be.
I thought it might,
Hall of
maybe
Justice.
might be in like
I always assumed it was
Minnesota.
I always assumed somewhere on the West Coast.
Not
Oh,
really.
Okay, so
Well, it's always like sunny there.
this was pre-filming.
But I mean,
This is pre-filming. They did this thing for Superman Day. This is Lois Lane. We have better pictures, but this is
if you want to go down and do the video with
him and Lex Luthor and yeah.
Personally, for comics, I just don't remember seeing like an ocean.
So this is Rachel Brosnahan. She's playing Lois Lane.
you see Superman and Lex coming.
Yeah, they like.
See why you have a crush.
Listen, she's gorgeous. Anyway.
She is very beautiful.
So there's Lex on the left and Superman on the right. Yeah, the dude.
Nicholas Hoult is playing Lex Luthor.
And
He's also got a Creature Commandos shirt on.
What was that show you played? Crap, I didn't know.
You're getting Landon's
He's doing my
tendencies.
thing.
Yeah.
I wish I could find the set
He
photos.
was in this movie called The Menu. And
He was
it's
in
like
a show where he played the Tsar of Russia.
I know who you're talking about. Was that him? I thought it was someone else.
No, it was him.
It was him? Okay. I don't know. I can't remember what that was.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was trying to find a picture of her on set with Superman because they had to have them.
Oh, yeah, there's like one of them kind of flying in the air.
You know, they're like walking together and stuff. There's not them flying in the air.
Oh,
Those are stunt doubles.
Those stunt doubles? Okay.
I was trying to find the one where it's him getting ready to take off. Gosh, I really wish I could find that picture because it's really good. But there's one.
Together.
But there was one where she's like turned around to look at him and he's walking up or whatever. That was my favorite. But anyway, you get the gist. What we're going for here. There's Guy Gardner, Green Lantern. Anyway, the Hawk Girl's also in the movie.
Hawk Girl. But we're all in all, Darian's jealous of Superman.
Yeah. Anyway,
He's sitting there.
Yeah.
back to what we're going through with the news here. Lantern stuff. What he's heard about lanterns. Regarding lanterns, I've heard they're eyeing Josh Brolin because their vision for Hal Jordan is to have him as an older, gruff, no-nonsense mentor to a younger and reckless Jon Stewart. Now, as we know, Brolin excels at playing the grumpy type. This series is set to start filming next year.
Cable, yes.
With a story that follows Hal and John as they investigate a twisted and bizarre murder mystery on Earth, uncovering a conspiracy that will impact the entire DC universe.
That's interesting.
Blackest Night. Anyway. But yeah, detective show.
Yeah.
Other lanterns will show up. Guy Gardner probably going to show
You
up.
love detective shows.
I love detective shows.
And it would be cool to see the other Green Lanterns. I'm guessing Sinestro is already...
I'm wondering if we see Atrocity. If we get a season 2 of this, like, it'd be interesting. Introduce some other lanterns. Anyway, got that. Matt Reeves talking about the Batman Part 2.
Did you see the Batman, Matthew, or
the new one?
The new one with
The movie was the guy who played
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, the guy who played Edward.
Yeah, he played Edward, and he was in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that.
Okay.
I liked it. My dad didn't.
I liked it too.
You liked it?
There's a show coming out also, actually, in 11 days. In 11 days, there's a show coming out called The Penguin, which is the spin-off sequel to The Batman. It bridges the gap between The Batman and The Batman 2. We have news on The Batman 2. It's been in the works for quite a while. They said, we've shared the script as we've been going along with DC, and they're super excited. It's going to dig into the epic story about deeper corruption, and it goes into places even he couldn't even anticipate in the first one. What does that make your mind immediately go to? Because there should be one thing, if it's even he couldn't anticipate how deep this goes, there should be one thing that pops into your mind.
For me, it's Court of Owls.
Yes, everyone is assuming that's their end game here.
Yeah.
The Court of Owls.
Now,
Now, they could be really scary if they do them good.
Really like the real Court of Owls? Yeah.
Because even Gotham Knights, they were kind of creepy.
Lost here.
You know who the Court of Owls are?
Court of Owls.
It's all of the elite people in Gotham. They run the whole city and everything, and they all wear these owl
Isn't that
masks.
one thing from the animated one?
Were they in anime? I don't think they were.
I don't think they're ever animated.
The Court of Owls are creepy. Yeah, you do. It's up
I'm trying to look for it.
right there below Super. They don't see what we're pointing at.
Right here. So they were in this comic.
And here they are on the screen as well.
I know there's like a owl version of Batman.
That's not out.
Yeah, that's the guy from Earth 2, the evil Justice League guy.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. Owlman. His name is
Yeah,
Owlman. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So they send him through like a labyrinth that messes with his mind.
Mm-hmm.
They are they're a secret society basically, and they control everything. The Waynes. I'm assuming what in the story for the movies, I think Thomas and Martha are going to end up having been part of
That's
this.
gonna be a reveal. Yeah. Because don't they kind of hint at that in don't they hit that in Gotham Knights or something else? Okay.
I think so. But that is everyone's prevailing theory right now that the Court of Owls are the big.
I think that's very interesting. I'd like to see that.
Well, you go from a movie with the Riddler, like trying to expose all this corruption, but he didn't even get that far into figuring out what was going on. Yeah, it would be insane if Gordon even knows about the Court of Owls.
Yeah,
But this isn't the second
I'm
movie.
to bet people you've seen.
But would they do Court of Owls just in the second movie?
No.
Or they set it up and have someone else as the villain in the second movie?
They'll have someone else in the villain.
Maybe Clayface, Two-Face.
They will. Batman will start trying to solve this thing and trying to figure it out.
And then something's going to stop him.
Something's going to stop him, and then it's kind of like go. But then, he might think he's like kind of conspiracy about it, but then it's kind of like, oh, this is a real thing.
Yeah.
And then that's when.
And they can set it up in
We're just kind of assuming it's just going to be a trilogy. I don't know, are you kind of feeling with me on that, or are you think?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's a trilogy.
A trilogy, or maybe.
Well, he called it a saga, which I don't think a saga is just 3 things. Granted, there's spin-offs, so I don't know what's going to be between the sequel and.
Yeah, it's like
the
is
third
Penguin Show considered like?
It's part of the story.
It depends on how it's presented. Then it could be a saga.
Because the Penguin Show is part of this next installment in the saga, is what he said. Yeah. So that could also set up more stuff.
In my mind, a saga is like
Star Wars.
6 movies.
The Skywalker saga was 9 movies.
Yeah, 9. So, I mean,
Infinity Saga was 24 movies. So
saga can be really any number.
Yeah.
If I had assumed
more than 3,
because more than 3.
I'll let him finish.
Well, I mean, all I said is so when you say the word saga, it is because he could easily say trilogy. So it's more movies.
I doubt they'll do more than 3 movies. I think they'll start doing spin-off movies after. Because we heard rumors that they're doing a Scarecrow movie. We heard rumors that Mike Flanagan was going to do a Clayface movie. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they could really just start building it out, but I don't know.
And, I mean, they're going to introduce Robin at some point. I mean, and they set up Joker.
Yeah.
So
so it's a lot of questions, not many answers.
I'd like to see Killer Croc, though.
They've yet to do a fully realized Killer Croc in the movies.
They have yet, but will Matt Reeves do that?
I mean, you have Suicide Squad 2016 that had Killer Croc in it.
Yeah,
but he was also terrible. So we're not going to.
Well, he was not that good.
The makeup was impressive.
They made him, but they made him too much like just a normal dude.
Yeah.
Well,
I want to see
They made him look like a teenager just chilling in his room.
Well,
they gave him a gold chain.
will Matt Reeves even go mythological with that?
He talked about they won't go mythological to the point. He said Gentleman Ghost is off the table. He said it's too much. How are they going to do Gentleman Ghost in a grounded way? Is a ghost. But I'm thinking, because there was a show that just came out. We didn't finish it, but we watched the episode. Batman Caped Crusader. And in it, Clayface was in it. But he wasn't a big clay monster. He was a serial killer guy. His old Golden Age design.
Original Clayface,
yeah.
Yes.
And his face had this stuff on it where he could like just move it to change himself into other people.
Like the older animated Batman, it was kind of like that.
A little bit. It's but that one he was also a monster. But his face was all messed up, so he can kind of like move it to make himself look like other people. Mm. So I think that is easy to do.
You know who else would be interesting to see? Solomon Grundy.
That's a zombie though. That's also hard to do grounded wise.
If they do,
I mean the sheer size of them.
Yeah, but then again, if you want to do something like that, Bane.
Yeah, you're right. Well, they already did a Bane. I mean,
but not in this one.
Tom Hardy did him justice, but
what?
And Court of Owls are as grounded as really it can get.
I mean, because I'm trying to think here how grounded. Like his thing is, you got characters like Mr. Freeze.
You could do it.
Yeah.
With Howard.
Remember the Arnold Mr. Freeze?
I don't remember.
Because you got the freeze gun. Like, what is he shooting? Just shooting liquid nitrogen at people?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and it makes sense. You can explain his skin. He got in a huge bad accident. He's like skin's messed up.
Skin's very like
yeah.
Very bad frostbite.
Yeah, it's like almost an iron lung situation. He's in like an iron lung, except it's not.
He can walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's awful. Anyway,
I mentioned what
Scarecrow is another one that they could do. It's easy.
Yeah, Scarecrow is easy. I mean, that's simple like acid.
A lot of
simple acid.
And see, that's the thing. And see, that's the thing. Batman and Scarecrow could utilize drops. They're like drug that they have in that universe.
Yeah.
But he could be a drug dealer and end up being like he created this one that's like killing people. But anyway, the thing is with Batman, it's a lot of all his villains aren't necessarily fantastical. Some are. Poison Ivy controls plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to touch that. Gentleman Ghost, Condiment King, even though you could do, but no. We're going to push that away. Most of no, you didn't hear what you said. You didn't hear what you think you heard.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, I was like, excuse me.
a lot of Batman's villains are just mentally messed up, and so it's easy to do them in this universe with maybe tweaking a few things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our information on the Batman suit.
But yeah, what pulled me in on this like new Batman movie, like I've always loved the Batmobile, and they did it justice by making it.
It was really good. That scene in our theater
is a '69 Camaro SS, and you guys, if I appear on here more, you guys will learn that I'm a huge car guy. Well, anything with an engine, really. But
He's a douche.
shut up.
but
Not a douche. But
there was a really cool
I hated
scene.
the motorcycle, the Bat cycle.
Wait, did he have?
He had a motorcycle. It's just
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't like it. It was.
It was just a motorcycle.
Well, again, he's upgrading his gear every time.
Yeah,
when he's a Batman Part 2, he probably won't even
He's-
know.
Dude,
yeah.
the turbos on that thing. Like I've seen that.
The
on
highway
drag
fight
cars.
was
That's
like the best
jet
scene.
turbos.
Yeah.
But it's just this is early Batman. He doesn't even like he hasn't utilized anything from Wayne stuff yet. Most of the stuff that he has is like kind of cheap.
Yeah,
Like
he built it himself.
But once he realizes, well, I can use Bruce Wayne could be useful. I can use this stuff that I have to really upgrade my gear.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going to go with Part 2.
I mean, we also know he's got some technologically advanced stuff. He's got the eye, the lens that he's recording stuff.
I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, which is smart. That's a good way for him to remember. Yeah.
Now with the, I know our theory, or me and his big theory is that Batman Part 2 is going to be all about identity.
Yeah.
And our theory was
like self-identity,
self-identity of who
Or
you
just
are.
identity in
I
general.
know
Because-
Bruce, even in his head, calls himself Batman.
Yeah.
He calls himself
And in
Batman.
this, he's like, because at the end of the Batman, he's like, I can be hope. I can be a hopeful sign for all these people. And now he's going to realize in the second movie, because a lot of people's
Bruce
complaints
Wayne
were like Bruce Wayne wasn't in it much, but it's because he's Batman. He's not Bruce
You're
Wayne.
too Batman.
He's struggling with his own identity.
So in the next one, he's going to like, well, Bruce Wayne can help. I can help as Bruce Wayne too. So he'll go more into that. But then you'll also have Clayface, who
All about
is
identity.
himself, does not have an identity. He just is anyone.
Yeah.
And then you can have
Maybe Dick Grayson.
Yeah, then you can have
who he is after his parents died.
you could have Hush, who he is. He wants to be Bruce Wayne. He doesn't want to be Thomas Elliot or whatever.
Yeah, you got more than one villain because they
Yeah.
did it in Part 1.
And then you can have all these different things where it's just like some people Two-Face, if you want to do Two-Face in it, even though I don't think they would that quick. But like he's another one. He's two people. He's two identities.
Oh, that's what he has split personality.
Yeah, and so like it's all the stuff that can play off of Batman, and that's just our theory that they'll do that in this movie.
That's gonna be the big deal.
But that was that. Creature Commandos. This is what I was leading up to talk about.
It's pissing.
December 5th. Official release date. Everything will be declassified. Streaming on Max. Have more intel soon, James Gunn says. This is the poster.
Is this going to be, I am assuming, weekly?
Yeah. This is your poster. Ends on January 16th. Well, no, January 16th. Yeah. Yeah, January 16th is when it ends.
Okay.
7 episodes.
I'm gonna be watching the crap out of this.
Come over here, because we usually...
We could all binge watch.
We'll binge it, yeah.
Yeah, we'll
I
usually
mean, it's the
binge
first DCU thing. I feel like.
Yeah, we'll
we'll
do
sit-
that.
But this is the poster. DC Studios logo up here, obviously. A lot of people are upset about this because they think it looks bad. But I don't think. I think it looks like a comic book.
Yeah, I
The
like
panels-
it. It does remind me of like a.
I think this is a little cheap looking, but that's just. I feel like
Comic
it could.
Sans.
It reminds me of like a late '90s, early 2000s comic.
And you see the dots. Obviously, you've seen the Suicide Squad. But you haven't seen Peacemaker, but this guy's in
No, I
both
haven't.
of those.
Who is that?
John Economos. He was an overweight guy with the beard and glasses. He was in Suicide Squad. He worked with Waller and her whole team there.
Oh,
It's him.
I understand people's
I'm
complaints.
actively
I don't think
losing my voice right now, by the
I
way.
know. I
sounds
hear
like
it.
it. Yeah.
I'll be honest. I don't think it's really that good of a. I get what they're going for in the comic, and it's not terrible. But I wish we got more of like a cool like. Similar to how the Suicide Squad looked. Remember them walking out of the car with like the rain. Maybe something like that. You see like the whole team together.
Kind of wish it was a poster with the heads, like Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
I own
like-
that poster.
Or like that, because
Let me show you that
don't get me
poster.
wrong, it's cool, but when you have the comic bubble in it, it's blocking like some of the characters, and it's like it looks like it just kind of just took.
I own this poster, and this is like one of my favorite comic book movie posters ever. This is the
Oh, this tiny thing
It's
I
the most
can't even
tiniest
see.
one. Yeah, there we go.
yeah. It's
I like
every
that.
character,
All the heads,
but
but it has
like
their name on it.
yeah. And I absolutely love it. I have that poster. It's so cool.
Like I get if they don't even want to copy that, but when you go back to the Creature Commandos one, it's just like they kind of just took screenshots and called it a
Yeah,
day.
yeah. I think it's a little.
It is a little
And
lazy.
then you're blocking the characters,
But it's still
with the
good.
bubble. It's not. It's not terrible, but I wish there was.
I get what they're going for.
They're more showcase the characters more because.
I get what they're.
Yeah, I
Again,
wish
they'll
there
probably
was a bit
release
more
character
creation to it.
posters.
No, I'm sure they will, but
And also, this is how. When does this come out? December. So 3-4 months.
yeah, I know we got a while, but I don't think
Yeah.
this poster is really.
It's a really
it's,
poster.
It's nothing special.
Yeah, we have 3 months.
Yeah. So there you go. There's that, but we have some information. It's in this article actually. So I'll read the article. Entertainment Weekly. James Gunn talking on there, and he gives a lot of good information about the show and about the DCU in general. Landon's over there watching TikTok.
No, sorry. I saw something cool called wall chapstick.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, it's like if you have like a hole in your wall, like nails, you literally grab like a stick and just go over it.
I have a hole in my wall from where I fell.
I'm gonna
when
fill
I was
this
putting
up-
on a shoe,
How
and
big
my
is the hole?
elbow-
Is it?
It's elbow sized.
Oh, yeah, it's not gonna.
I'm gonna fill this up with water. Entertain yourself. Ramon.
Okay. How you enjoy being on the podcast so far?
I'm actually really loving it. This is fun.
Yeah, no, we do it every week, and we'll probably definitely have you on here again. Yeah, you always watch Creature Commandos with us. We'll,
I will not
Oh, yeah.
survive without water the rest of this
I
episode.
need like a cough drop, man. I
Yeah.
got plenty of them.
You got one?
I got no on me.
Oh.
That's carry. Yeah, I
You
carry
said you had
coffee.
plenty of them. I'm like,
Well,
where?
in the bathroom, I do, but not on me.
Okay, I'll be
So
fine.
if you take honey and mix it with something else, and then
I'll just drink straight honey.
like you can, it'll soothe your throat.
Yeah, I do. I know when I was.
I've
sick,
never
It
had
has
this
to be like
problem.
raw,
When I was sick,
natural
I'd
honey.
always drink a spoonful of honey and suck on an orange slice.
See,
You
I've
know
never
what my
had
mom
this
used to
problem
do
when we
whenever
recorded.
I had throat problems and couldn't go to sleep. Give me a shot of Fireball.
Okay,
Set
well,
me down.
Go to sleep.
that's illegal. Anyway, moving on.
It
Entertainment
knocked
Weekly.
me out.
Entertainment Weekly said this. DC Comics covers a wide range of stories and tones, and that is both their blessing and curse. One reason the company struggled for so long to build their equivalent of a Marvel Cinematic Universe is that their characters are much harder to streamline under a single umbrella than the Marvel heroes, most of whom are based in New York and were created around the same time by the same handful of people. But now that James Gunn has taken over DC Films alongside producer Peter Safran and is starting a new interconnected fictional universe, he wants to lean into the company's diversity and strangeness. That's why this new franchise is kicking off with a Creature Commandos, an adult animated series about misfit monsters. James Gunn said this. The thing I've always loved about DC Comics was that you had your mainstream comics that always ran, but they also had these tonally different comics like Watchmen and The Dark Knight Returns and All-Star Superman. Gunn tells Entertainment Weekly. It was different from Marvel in that way. That's something that I really want to retain with the studio, that every project is going to bring a different vision by the artists who are creating it. And we'll talk about these images in a minute. So while next year's Superman movie, written and directed by Gunn, will be a superhero epic for all ages, Creature Commandos is a spiky story about monstrous characters wrestling with their dark pasts. The show features an assortment of characters both familiar and strange. Frankenstein, David Harbour, Bride of Frankenstein, Indira Varma, Dr. Phosphorus, the fish-like Nina Mazursky, Weasel, and G.I. Robot, who are being sent on dangerous missions by government official Amanda Waller, reprising her role from Suicide Squad, and Rick Flag Sr. Viewers will surely see similarities not just to Gunn's 2021 film The Suicide Squad, but also his Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy for Marvel. He said, I'm used to dealing with oddballs and irregular types and weirdos, Gunn said. That's what Guardians is, and Creature Commandos is kind of like Guardians without the sentimentality. The Guardians are all really good characters at their heart, and that just isn't necessarily the case with the creatures. We'll feature both Frankenstein and the Bride, but don't expect them to see them lumbering around or grunting. Gunn says Mary Shelley's original Frankenstein novel was more of a touchstone in their characterization than the classic Universal horror films that starred Boris Karloff. Obviously, he loved those. Part of the fun for me was taking some of the basics of Mary Shelley's story and bringing them into this story about the spurned relationship between the Bride and Frankenstein. Frankenstein is this incredibly well-spoken intellectual, which is the same in the comics. He's like very smart.
Yeah, very intelligent.
But is still driven by his rage and his anger and his inability to really be a human being and the inability for the one that he loves not loving him back. That's what drives him. The Creature Commandos is also full of less familiar faces, like G.I. Robot. Each episode of the series, following the initial setup, so I guess after the first episode, each episode will delve into a different character's backstory and their pathos, their emotional stakes.
Yeah.
So we're going to see the origins of Weasel and G.I. Robot and Frankenstein, all that.
Dr. Phosphorus, yes.
Yeah. What could possibly be complicated about a fighting robot? Well, we're going to find out. There's an innocence to G.I. Robot that I didn't quite see until Sean stepped into the booth and started creating this character. His choices for G.I. Robot gave the character the sweet, mechanic innocence. He's got this very sad history from World War II. The only time I think he felt at home was with the soldiers that he served within DC's alternate history of World War II, where metahumans were involved. There is a specific group of metahumans that are involved in World War II, called the Justice Society of America, featuring characters such as... I'm blanking for some reason. Wonder Woman I know at one point. But character...
Flash.
Yeah, J. Garrick Flash,
Yes.
Hourman, Starman, I guess. Wildcat, all those characters from the JSA. Hawkman, probably.
Hawkman.
They were part of that. They were fighting in World War II. So I think that's what they're doing. That's the flashing. That's HDMI. It's Landon's fault. He won't buy a new
I
cable.
keep forgetting.
Gunn is a busy
I keep
man.
forgetting to get a new HDMI cable. That's how the TV keeps flashing.
Gunn is a busy man. He spoke to EW about Creature Commandos from the set of Peacemaker Season 2 and is also working on post-production of next year's Superman. He sees this series as the perfect appetizer for what's to come to DC. He said, Superman is the true start of everything. It's a humongous epic. This is a way for people to just take a little nibble and see what it tastes like, Gunn says. There are a ton of fun references to other DC stuff, talking about Creature Commandos, a bunch of hints for things that are coming. So I think it's just an extraordinarily fun way to start. Now, people caught on to that last part where he was like, there's a lot of references and hints. And everyone's like, yeah, people are going to be combing over the show. You know that, right, James? And he says, oh, we know. And I'm like, oh, so they made sure
He's aware.
to hide some stuff and like makes. So I'm going to be doing that every week. I'm like, oh, hey, yeah,
Hey.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
and you have to listen to it.
Like Gunn said, like there's the mainstream comics and there's other stuff that's wacky and weird. And that's what I love about comics. I like the mainstream stuff, like all that, but I also
now there is some stuff I got to show.
There's so much. I think that's what got me into comics. Is there's just so much stories you could tell.
Yeah.
You could never
like
even
the
dream
possibilities are limitless.
of. Oh yeah.
You can tell whatever story you want without any restrictions,
Mhm.
and that's
what's
just
the
the beauty of comics.
Mhm. Backstory with G.I. Robot, Dr. Phosphorus, Weasel. You know.
So we got some looks at Creature Commandos. We got this image. Got Nina Mazursky's back here, G.I. Robot, Dr. Phosphorus, The Bride, and Rick Flag Sr. They're doing stuff. I don't know what they're doing. You got this one picture of Dr. Phosphorus. Seems like he's stopping bullets.
I do want to mention. I think the show is definitely going to be a tearjerker.
Explain.
Because I mean.
Because I wasn't thinking that.
Because I mean, imagine you're looking at the back. I mean, it's nothing. I don't really have nothing to go off by saying this, but hearing that each episode we're gonna look at the backstories of each character. I mean, imagine G.I. Robot is after World War II. He just
There's no one to
He's-
fight
yeah.
with. There's no
He's just
camaraderie.
lonely. He's lonely.
He's lonely.
Yeah.
I mean,
And that's
we're,
why.
we're
Yeah.
in 2024. I mean, every World War II soldier.
Like what soldier
Yeah.
without
That's
a
actually
We're
depressing.
very
Yeah.
old, and they're your best friends, and you're just still here.
Yeah.
Same as y'all, and maybe programmed just to kill Nazis and stuff, but he doesn't know.
There's no Nazis to kill.
What
Yeah.
is a soldier without an army to fight with? What is a soldier without a cause to fight for?
Yeah, and that's exactly. And that's a good story to do for him. And how does a robot feel? About
How's the
that?
robot feel about that? And,
Like,
and that's
can he
what-
feel? I want to know that.
Like,
Like,
can he feel?
God, this is so good.
See, all right,
Yeah.
okay, so boom, there's a story.
More pictures.
But
I
like I
assume
was
it.
saying earlier, I want to see like more different types of wars, especially World War One. Like, remember how Wonder Woman was in World War One?
Yeah.
I want to see more stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They'll probably focus on the just.
And Wonder Woman's getting. Well, we don't know when she'll show up, but we know we know they're making a show called Paradise Lost, which is like Game of Thrones, but about Themyscira.
The Amazons.
Yeah,
Oh,
and her that island.
Well, the reason I like to see the more like different war stuff is because I'm a big history nerd. Though.
Yeah. And you'll get a lot of that in this.
Shut up.
You'll have a whole.
Dude.
You'll have a whole episode about
Bullying me.
You'll have a whole episode
You're
about
not just
GI
as I
Robot.
am. You're terrible.
Anyway, there's another picture. Frankenstein, his large self, drinking tea with Rick Flag Sr.
Big.
Yeah, he's a big boy. The final picture,
He's a big boy.
which I want to bring the most. I want to bring the most attention to, because do you recall? Well, here, I'll lead into it. It's this picture, which I assume is from the GI Robot episode.
World War II.
I would like you to meet Sergeant Rock and his Easy Company. They're officially showing up in Creature Commandos, confirmed by James Gunn.
Oh my god.
And this is them. They fought with G.I. Robot. We're going to get a live-action G.I. Robot, by the way. It's going to happen. And it's going to be in the Sergeant Rock movie. That's forgetting the name, that's the Native American guy on his company. James Gunn posted it. I thought I took a screenshot of it, actually. Hang on. I got it. His team includes Sergeant Rock, Little Sure Shot is what they call him, and Jackie Johnson. He was not in the picture, I don't think. But there's that Easy Company and Sergeant Rock appearing in Creature Commandos, setting up a movie in the future. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
I had to reveal it in a way.
You're Kevin Feige now.
I sent this to you and then deleted it because I was like, I want to keep it a surprise. I hope he doesn't see it on Twitter. There's that. I need some water.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, it's a struggle. I don't know why it's never happened before.
You're like glazing. You're doing.
I want to see more like Indian.
Yeah, look at my goat.
Heroes.
I'm gonna get that shirt one day.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that?
Jesus.
Jesus.
Just
Superman.
say
Yeah. I don't remember this picture. That was the trailer. That was in the trailer. Yeah, there's
that was
no Frankenstein. I don't know where he's at. Anyway.
Yeah, so Frankenstein.
He's absent a lot.
Obviously, he's in love with the bride.
He's absent a lot in these
I
footage.
think there's a lot. I think there's gonna be a lot to him.
I think it's because of his anger that they can't use him a lot. He's kind of like the tank, and they kind of like withhold him.
And in the comics, he's that way, even though it's a completely different team in the book. I have this book. I thought it was here. I was going to pull it out, but it's not. Strange.
I never got that book from.
Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to look for it.
It's not.
Oh yeah, I want to bring some of my comics here and just go over them.
It's not. No, it's not. We could. We've had an episode we went through our comics. It was a very long episode.
Oh, was it? Oh my god.
Not as bad as our 12-hour stream we did.
It was 2 hours.
We built a Lego, and it took 12 hours.
Oh, yeah, no.
What did y'all build?
The Lego Daily Bugle. It was about this big.
Oh, yeah, we were like, we got there in the morning, had some coffee, enjoying our time, and then
We started streaming. We just built a Lego for 12 hours.
yeah, we started eating tacos during it. Like I had to get my girlfriend at the time to go get tacos for us. Just because I couldn't leave, I had to stay. You talk about the worst stream I've ever done in my life. Because I was trying, I haven't done Legos in like 12 years.
I still build Legos.
I don't do it no more. I was a little kid, but I didn't get sets like that. I got like those.
This is cool.
Those little mini sets, like there's like $20, $15 sets.
So
I'm trying to build this big set, and he's all like, I'm trying to get a piece together. He like took it from me.
I'll help.
He's like, I'll help. And he pretty much told me to stop. He's like, I'm gonna do this myself.
Not necessarily. It's not so hard to build a Lego with two people.
Not really. Like if you can,
Well, one's a moron and one's
like if there's two separate like things to it,
hell.
if there's two separate things to it that have to be built separately, then conjoined, it's easier.
Yeah, excuse me.
But Lego's newest like collection of like the flowers and all, I've been doing that. I have the bonsai tree. I need to do my
I have like the adult line.
Zen garden. Yeah.
Is that that's the adult line?
No, ours is part of the adult line. Yeah.
Yeah, the black labels.
Well, they got it's not a comic book. It's not a black label, but
What is it called?
it's just called like adult stuff. It's got the like borders around the top.
Okay.
But
That's not
there's,
I don't know. I thought they were called.
but yeah, Creature Commandos.
I seen. I was at Barnes and Nobles the other day. Guess what I saw? The entirety of the castle from Harry Potter.
Oh,
Legos.
Lego set?
Yeah. I used to have that.
I
the
get
old
so
one.
nervous buying this because I'm nervous it's like missing like one piece.
You can like call them and they'll give you like they'll like send the piece or like mail you it, or you can.
Yeah, but like how old's that set?
Well, there's a new one. It's a new one that's out.
It's kind of new.
Yeah, because I had the old one.
Yeah,
It's at Barnes and Noble, so they're not allowed to have.
Oh,
one.
Barnes and Noble. For some reason I thought it was like McKay's.
No, they wouldn't have.
Okay. So that's why I said that. Made that whole comment. Okay.
You know, it'd be funny. This isn't a thing because they can hear you. I was like, it'd be hilarious if like none of these mics are picking you up. Anyway, that was just a joke.
That's so mean.
I just think that's funny. Oh, anyway. But Creature Commandos is confirmed. It'll get a season 2. It'll introduce characters like Medusa, who is not in this picture, but I think she's in this one. Yeah, right here. And different other characters, but maybe the vampire guy and the werewolf. But yeah,
Dracula.
No, his name is Velcro.
Velcro.
Yeah. That's what they call
It
him.
would have been interesting if
He's not actually Dracula.
No, it would have been interesting if his name was like Alucard, which is a nod to Dracula.
It's Dracula backwards.
Anyway.
But Velcro? That sounds kind of...
Have y'all seen Oppenheimer? No.
We'll be right back.
No, I hope people go watch that so they understand my jokes.
This guy ain't funny.
He is. Anyway, Creature Commandos. I'm sure that some of that enhanced your excitement for the show.
Oh, they're next.
Well,
Are
yeah.
you referring to him?
We'll have a watch party when it comes out. December 5th. Probably at 3 a.m. I don't know.
At 3 a.m.?
December 5th, is it going to be like a Friday, probably?
Is it Friday morning?
We're going to find
Or
out.
Saturday morning.
December 5th. Oh, it's a Thursday.
I got work.
Well,
I don't know what y'all
Well,
do.
you're calling out.
oh well.
I'm sick every Friday
Until
January.
well,
16th.
it's not necessarily that. We can just watch it when you get off work.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Appreciate it.
The Penguin, as we talked about last week, 4 episode run times. For the first 4, I have the other 4, and I was gonna read those off real quick. Episode 5 is called Homecoming. All these episodes are. Oh wow, I didn't notice that. All these episodes are basically an hour long. Until episode 7, which is coincidentally the best episode, because of the title. Anyway, but I'll get into that. Episode 5.
Oh, that's fine.
I'll start at 1 just for. I'll start at 1 for catch up though. Episode 1 called After Hours. It's an hour and 7 minutes long. Now this is a show about the Penguin from the Batman, Colin Farrell's Penguin, and him becoming the crime lord that he is in the comic. Episode 2 is Inside Man, 56 minutes. Episode 3 is Bliss, 59 minutes. Episode 4, Centani, is 58 minutes. Episode 5, Homecoming, 54 minutes. Episode 6, Gold Summit, 52 minutes. Episode 7, Top Hat, 46 minutes. That is 20 minutes shorter than the longest episode. And episode 8, Great or Little Thing, hour and 8 minutes. Long finale, longest episode. But the one before, Top Hat, the one where I hope he's getting a top hat in this show. He's going to earn the top hat. That's always a joke. That's a Marvel thing because they always get their like cool outfits in the very last episode. Like Captain America, or Sam Wilson, he was Captain America. He got his new Captain America outfit in the finale of Falcon and Winter Soldier. And was like, yeah, he had to earn it. So it's like always people make jokes like, oh, you got to earn this.
You gotta earn it, boy. You gotta earn that.
Penguin's going to earn the top hat. Yeah, he already has it. He had it.
Imagine
Anyway,
Stone Cold Steve Austin telling the Penguin, "You got to earn it."
You gotta earn it.
I'd rather not. Earn it, brother. But that's the run times. Pretty cool. All right, and the final thing for DC, like I said, it was a lot of DC, big stuff. Joker 2 reviews dropped, and we also have some box office tracking. This is
surprising, but not at the same time.
It was unexpected on my part.
It was unexpected,
but I also did forget that in 2019 it was this way as well.
The first one was this, yeah.
Well,
wow.
Jesus. Joker 2.
I'm gonna say I don't like Lady Gaga as
interesting.
It kind of I think she's gonna do good. I was against it too because I'm all like, why do Lady Gaga?
Yeah,
I see, but
the whole mental ward and all that.
When I,
like it, I'm not saying anything bad.
I can see Lady Gaga in the mental ward.
Nothing bad. It's just like it's her vibe about her.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know. Trailer and seeing exactly what they were going for, I'm like, okay, it makes sense now. And plus, knowing it's a musical, I get a person who can.
Okay, I'm gonna have to pull it up on my phone then, because I can't find it.
Yeah, you can't go on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I don't think it has a score on Rotten Tomatoes yet.
It does.
Right now it does.
Right.
I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes to like raise my child, but like I don't know. I couldn't think of a thing. Listen, I couldn't think of. Anyway,
to raise my child.
As a website.
I wouldn't trust Rotten Tomatoes to tell me the weather outside right now.
Oh, it went up.
61% critics.
I can't remember what it debuted with.
It was like in the.
Why does it have that French in the back? Filet à doigt?
That's the title.
Filet à deux.
Yeah, it stands for Madness for Two.
It's
like a mental condition. Anyway, that's what they have, I guess.
It's just loving someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
So,
love is pretty.
From what I heard.
Don't get started.
This is if you like the first one, I'm assuming you're gonna like the second one.
I did not watch the first one.
Well,
I'll be honest.
Did we refuse?
No.
Did we do extra beat? Okay.
No. So I was about to start watching it, right? And then
you're gonna watch it, and when you get to the end, you're just gonna be like, because it's like one of those movies. You're like, I just gotta think for a little bit.
That's me.
That's me.
I'm a psychopath.
I get it. It's like a Danny DeVito. I get it.
Yeah, it's like the memes where you see.
I'm not finding the reviews.
That one dude who's out of sad.
They're all.
Are they gone?
Sad
like
or something.
Oh, yeah, boom. Yeah, debuted with a 59.
Yeah, 59. I don't know what this is because that's not right. That's the first one I get. I don't know.
That's the first one.
It was pretty bad. I'm gonna probably look up. I can't type.
I know IGN gave it like a 4.
No, like, you know the memes where it's like, dude gets
Review
rejected,
thread, this is what we're
goes
looking
and
for.
benches like 400 pounds.
Um,
That's me.
People said this. Hollywood Reporter said Phillips and Silver deserve credit for going their own way with a canonical DC character, but it's difficult to imagine hardcore Batman universe aficionados being thrilled by a movie that, okay, this is definitely a spoiler, would seem to wipe out an entire future for a key nemesis enshrined in comic book mythology, rendering him a sad, broken man. Oh, I'm talking about Joker. Okay.
Well, I don't think it was supposed to be that of whole like a setup for him to be bad. You know, like a setup.
Yeah, this is just his story. This is like, it's like Variety said, did the critics with Joker turn into cautious executive scolds? In my opinion, they did. But the upshot is that Todd Phillips making what I think is a huge mistake. Listen to them. Joker Folia Do may be ambitious and superficially outrageous, but in a basic way, it's an overly cautious sequel.
I guess with the whole music.
A lot of people are just upset that it does a lot. Some people say it's a really interesting movie and it's good. And it's genuine apparently, and some of it's saying it's really good, and the performances are great, the music is great, but
I think everybody's going into it the wrong mind of they want him to be like, I don't know, like the Joker of what you.
Well, see, this one's a good one. They said it feels remarkably honest and true to itself, demonstrating again that taking such a popular character seriously is nothing to laugh at. It's like, it seems like people who like the first one are going to like the second one.
If you don't like the first one, you're not going to like this.
Yeah, and it's very divisive, just like the first one. But let me just reveal to you. I saw this like recommended over there. That's
Who
crazy.
played the first Joker?
Like first ever, like the Joker in like the first movie of this.
No, like the first one, like on film.
TV show.
No, like movie, I think. That's what I'm talking
movie Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
Well, unless you.
I thought you were talking about
Cesar
No,
Romero
Listen.
in Batman the movie from. I can't remember what year it was, but like when they did a TV movie of like Adam West Batman, Cesar Romero. As far as I know, I don't know if there was something in the movie beforehand. I know there was a couple serials, but I don't know if Joker was in that.
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and speak my opinion. Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger are the best Jokers ever.
Well, if you're, I don't like
You haven't watched Joker, so you don't know.
That's just my opinion about it. I don't think my opinion will change.
Mark Hamill.
We will see. I will let you know.
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill can go die.
He's a good Joker.
If Mark Hamill walks up to me, I'm still on my head and jumping off.
He's a good Joker.
Who's the guy who played Morbius? Didn't he play
Jared
Joker?
Leto.
Oh, give me a break. I'm not talking about that.
That Joker made me want to go crawl in a hole and die. It was horrible.
Praise God, baby. Praise God. Anyway,
Praise
moving on.
God, and praise God. What's up, brother?
Okay.
Put your hand on the.
I have box office projections for Joker 2.
Praise God, brother.
It is a long range tracking now, which means this is a few months, like a month out. It could change, but the long range tracking for what's the movie that just came out that had long range tracking that was meant to do good? Is a superhero movie. What's the last one that came out? I'm blanking.
Death of Wolverine.
Yes, the long range tracking for that had it at like 200 million, something like that. Or a little bit higher. It was around kind of close to what it was. Joker 2 is long range tracking to open to 115 to 145 million domestically, just here in the US. If this tracking holds true, the sequel will outperform 2019's Joker, which opened at 96 million. Now, Joker notoriously was the first rated R movie to reach $1 billion.
No.
Yeah.
Was it not Deadpool or not Billion? Was it the first radar thing to get $1 billion?
I think it was. Because it was like a big deal. Because it hit $1 billion. It passed.
It was that. Because I remember parents and people like freaking out saying, it's not good for.
If this is meant to already, an opening weekend domestically past that, this movie's going to hit $1 billion.
I'm going to hate the couples this Halloween.
Well, everyone is. I hated the couples after Suicide Squad 2016.
Oh my god.
Everyone was Joker and Harley Quinn. I'm so tired.
I had a Daddy's Little Monster shirt. I mean, that's how insane that marketing went for that movie.
I'm not gonna lie. I like the Halloween after that movie.
I bet you did. I bet us in middle school. Yeah, I bet it was a nice Halloween for you.
Anyway,
It was the best Halloween of my life.
but what do you think about Joker 2? These reviews saying it's a mixed bag. Do you think it's going to be good?
I was
What are we
surprised.
doing here?
But I mean, again, I could be blinded because I did love the first one so much, and I just didn't remember even.
We also did get our first look at Harvey Dent, but I'm not going to pull that up. But we know what he looks like.
I don't even like.
I don't. You gotta
Well,
pull it up.
You were a mistake.
Harvey Dent.
That is so horrible.
You're a mistake to put on.
Harvey Dent's going to
You're a
be in the
mistake.
movie. He's Joker's lawyer.
Actually, no, I'm an accident. Thank
You're
you
an
very
accident.
much.
Here's your Harvey Dent, Joker's lawyer in this movie.
I was intentional.
He doesn't look like who I would imagine.
He's a young
if I
guy.
thought of Harvey Dent.
Also, Bruce Wayne's still a child, so like I don't know what's going on. Anyway, but I'm curious if he'll turn into Two-Face at the end of this. I feel like it will.
Well, I mean, who knows, man? Is it the same amount of time has passed? I mean,
You think Joker turns him into Two-Face? He's in that courtroom giving that huge speech or whatever. He's got a little flower on his, maybe a little bit of.
Squeeze
You
the
know what I mean?
nipple?
The acid, yeah, that would be good. But I remember in one of the animated series that Harvey was spraying someone threw this acid in his face. It was
It was one of the mob bosses.
Well, animated
Falcone,
series
one
was
of Falcone's
gasoline.
men.
It was either that or Maroney. I think it was Maroney.
Maroney. Yeah,
Well, in the cartoon,
I like the whole
he
mob
gets
thing about that.
well, no, cartoon doesn't get gasoline on him. He just like falls over and like they're in a plant. And an explosion happens. It gets half of his face. Dark Knight is gasoline.
Yeah, and so that was a
Batman
good.
Forever, it's acid.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to do here. I'm going to say they're not going to set up Two-Face at all. I just don't think there's a point to it.
I think they might.
You think so?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like the setting. I don't know.
I feel like in the previous.
But then again, it makes sense.
Two-Face, I feel like he was just killed off too quickly.
I don't think he's going to be Two-Face. And it's kind of weird. Like Batman's like good friend is like.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, I can say the same with Joker.
That's funny.
That's if you're like.
But yeah, there's that, and that is the Joker 2 stuff. And with that, also the end of the DC news. On to gaming. 2 things for that.
Oh, we got 3 things.
3 things for that.
I was on my phone earlier. I found that.
Watching video. Yeah, okay. I'll start with the Fortnite thing, and then we'll move on to this sad thing.
Well, here, let's do Rocksteady last. 'Cause that's more important.
Okay. Well, Marvel has a Fortnite season out right now. We report on whatever's going on in that news, Marvel stuff wise. Recently leaked Black Cat is getting a skin and bundle, whatever it was. And they also released their little Sabretooth cat thing skin already. They did a whole update. Doctor Doom has this whole, you can get his armor in the game now and get a Victory Von Doom is what it's called. Yeah.
Yes.
And they introduced Shuri has like some claws in the game now you can use. It's like they're doing a bunch of stuff. Not anything else huge other than that.
Yeah.
But this is your little update. I don't think so. I don't think I'm missing anything.
It's
There's a new Iron Man skin supposedly coming.
supposed to be happening, yeah.
But we'll see. Moving on.
Second piece of news. Marvel vs. Capcom's Twitter account just announced that the game will be going to Xbox in 2025. I know a bunch of Xbox players are happy. I don't know why it wasn't originally.
Optimization, I guess.
I think they just thought like not many people would buy it on that
They probably
version,
won't.
I guess, and they probably won't. I am interested to see the sales numbers on that, but yeah, if you're an Xbox player and you're really excited to go play this, it'll be coming out 2025. I think they also announced the Fight Collection Volume 2 will also be coming out on Xbox next year as well.
And the sad part.
That's my one piece of news.
So,
I'll say.
did you ever play the Batman Arkham games? Batman Arkham Asylum, Arkham City,
I
Arkham
didn't
Origins,
play
Arkham Knight.
I played one on 3DS. I got like halfway through till I
That's
got
what
stuck.
game?
Oh, jeez. You played the spin-off.
You play
Yeah.
Batman and Arkham Black game.
But no, one of my cousins, he had the
You play
Arkham
Arkham
game.
Knight?
Yeah, he had it
Oh,
on
yeah, that's what you said.
his PlayStation, and I'd play that sometimes. But I not thoroughly because I wasn't over there all the time.
Well, the
obviously.
company notorious for making some of the best superhero games ever made.
I mean, I said put staple.
Yeah.
And,
Where you helped Spider-Man get like that Spider-Man, the PS4 game would not be what it is without those games. The combat, the free flow.
taking superhero games seriously, they were pretty much
Yeah.
pioneers of it.
And
even just watching the Spider-Man game, it feels like it just flows so smoothly.
Well, what's cool is that every person who's making a superhero game nowadays
references the Arkham games.
There's so many liberties you can take apart from that. So these guys are veterans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they made a game recently, which you've probably heard of. We've played it. We haven't yet. We've yet to play the new update. We're trying to find a time where we can really sit down and play it. Which maybe this week. I don't know. They made a quite controversial game called Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League, as a continuation of the Arkhamverse. Batman died in Arkham Knight, but they find out in this that he faked his death and he joined the Justice League after, and Superman's there. You get to meet the Arkhamverse Justice League, which is really cool. That was like the great. But the game did pretty bad. It was not a great game after
It's not.
the be careful rubbing your eyes with this stuff.
Oh, holy crap. It's just paint, Darien.
Yeah, but like in your eyes.
Chemicals and paint.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have one of those eye washing things. We got.
That's not like it's.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember in high school. What was it? No, you remember Mariah?
No.
Oh, it was in Miss McKinley's class. Mariah pulled that and like let it rain.
On the shower thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone did that.
And then Jacob, he did the eye thing on the same day. Both of them. Well, one got kicked out and the other one got expelled.
So much.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be right back. Have you seen Oppenheimer?
I did. In theaters.
Now we're back.
You haven't seen anything. Okay.
Oppenheimer?
Well, I've either been working or doing something.
I heard a history, Bob, but like,
you haven't watched Oppenheimer.
Well, I've read the books about him.
Yeah.
Well, this is better.
Yeah, but this is
this has your Peaky Blinders guy in it.
has
Adds Oppenheimer.
It has, 15
Do not take the name.
Cillian Murphy.
Do not take the name of Cillian Murphy in vain.
Cillian Murphy for one.
It's Killian.
It's Killian.
Is it really?
It's Killian.
Are you kidding me?
It's Killian.
No.
I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Yeah. Anyway.
Scarecrow?
But I wish. Anyway.
He is.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was, yeah.
you wish.
I was thinking about.
He was.
Anyway, moving on. Rocksteady.
He's played in so much stuff.
Suicide Squad was unfortunately a big flop, and it was because they under-realized what they really needed to do with the game. But it's also because the heads of Rocksteady, who helped work on all the Batman games, Sefton Hill and Jamie Walker, they were working on this game. They came up with the idea. They wanted it to be a live service. It was a live service shooter. Obviously, they wanted all this stuff. They were working the employees.
Popular, so Overwatch.
This was at the time of also Avengers Infinity War and Endgame when they started this. Yeah. So they killed the Justice League. So Suicide Squad killed Justice League. But then in the Endgame, so the post-launch seasons, which we're in season 2 right now, it's going to be 4, I think. They're bringing them back. They're refining them. But throughout the development cycle, it ended up being a lot of unnecessary stuff. They were like, oh, let's change this. This is a better idea. Let's do this. Let's do this. They're changing a bunch of stuff, taking stuff, putting stuff in that shouldn't be in the game, taking stuff out that needed to stay in the game.
Like vehicles.
Vehicles were supposed to be in it. Now you don't have vehicles. You have to rely on your weird traversal stuff that each character has.
They were supposed to have like motorcycles. Cars,
yeah. And they had all this cool stuff. It sounded like a great game. And in the middle, or close to the middle or end of developing this game, the 2 studio heads left.
They just left.
And started a new company. And abandoned their entire working crew with this game that they didn't want to work on and left to fix their mess. And that's exactly what it was when it came out. It was a mess. Yeah. And Rocksteady was given death threats, all this stuff going on.
Leaks. Oh, yeah, I forgot the leaks. There was leaks that came out and showed...
Yeah.
And it doesn't help because... The guy who plays Batman,
Kevin Conroy,
the late and great Kevin Conroy, died.
Yeah, he passed away before
in real life, and then they find out you killed Batman in the game by shooting him in the head.
Yeah, Harley just shoots him.
Yeah, and everyone's just like, "What? It's so disrespectful." Like,
yeah,
Kevin would never wanted this. He was just forced to do it, and which I think.
And so they're getting all this hate and all this stuff. Granted, the Justice League aren't dead. The whole story is Brainiac like messed with their DNA and like physically altered them to where they could. Close. Superman, for example, got stabbed in the heart with a huge chunk of kryptonite straight through his chest, and he just kind of stumbled for a second, then looked up and flew off.
Yeah,
and he was fine.
If that was, he either immediately died or no way he could be able to fly.
Yeah, and he was fine after that because they were physically altered to the point where they could withstand this. Batman can withstand a bullet to his head.
Yeah,
like it's fine. Because they were physically altered this way. Wonder Woman is actually dead because she wasn't She got turned to ash. But she could come back because she's technically
She could be reincarnated.
yeah, with the god thing. But
because she's
Zeus's daughter, I guess in this world.
she's from the Greek pantheon.
Yeah, they could just remake her with clay, I think is what it is. But Green Lantern got shot in the head as well. Obviously could stay alive. Flash is alive. We just found out he's alive in the next update. Yeah, we saved him. Yeah, and he also got shot a bunch.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's like in cryosleep. They're fixing him. They're all alive, so there's no reason for all this. Batman's dead and all this stuff. Blah blah.
They would have known like it was either going to go.
You should have known the company that made some of the most revered and like respected Batman so well in these Batman games wouldn't just kill him like that.
And not to mention, it's either going to go one of two ways, because either they weren't really going to kill the Justice League, or they were going to kill them, but they'd come back somehow in some comic book way.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. And so you have all of this. All this going on, all these issues. They're being berated, but it's the marketing team. They're scrambling at this point at Rocksteady because they don't know what to do. The marketing team is trying to do stuff to market this game, and it's really bad. The marketing's still bad. They revealed the new episode for the new season a week before it released.
Or no, the week of it released.
Oh, the week of it was like a couple days later.
It was like 2-3 days.
They didn't market it at all, and so it's bad stuff like that.
And reviews come out. It's kind of mixed.
Yeah, and a lot of people. Some people like it. Some people don't like it.
There was a beta that can't close beta, and you couldn't even talk about it.
No,
you weren't allowed to talk about it.
We played it, and it was fun. We had fun. We still have fun with the game.
Yeah,
we see its issues, but it's fun.
Issues, but it has.
They're wondering what you're doing because they can't see like what you're messing with, so it looked like you were unbuttoning your pants, and it was really weird on the screen. Anyway,
I was just.
I know.
Like,
the string.
It was digging into my side.
It just kind of looked like you were just like, I'm like, okay.
No, it was digging into my side. I'm having to loosen it up because now it hurts. But painfully.
Game releases, mixed bag.
It was pretty bad.
What did we give it? Like a 7?
I think it was like a 7 for story.
I feel like a 7. Yeah.
But we couldn't rate it because the story's not really finished.
It's not finished.
But anyway, that aside, the game did pretty bad. I would say, granted, it sold a lot on PlayStation. I think more than 1 million copies. But we don't know the exact number. But on Steam, that port is broken. No one can play it. There's like maybe 20 players on right now on Steam because it's so hard to play with optimization.
Unless you have like a really good PC.
Yeah. So like Miller, there's a leaker named Miller Ross, and he did a lot of stuff for the Avengers game. He saved that game practically, but even though it died. And he was doing the same for Suicide Squad. He was the one leaking everything, getting people excited about updates, telling who's going to be the next playable character, who's Justice League we're saving. Yeah, showing outfits. He plays on PC. And so you're one leaker who was helping you get notoriety.
Free marketing.
The only marketing, really, is locked out of the game. He can't play it. He can still data mine it, but what's the point of data mining a game that you can't play?
You have no interest.
And so he's sort of dropped it. He still goes in there, but there's other leakers that help, but we don't really get much anymore. All that leading to, just the other week, Warner Brothers announced. Now, Rocksteady, at this point, is Suicide Squad. It's a skeleton crew already. They've moved on to some other game, but it's already a relatively small company now because a lot of people have left.
Since Sefton.
Yeah, a lot of people left to join their company. Sefton and them left and then told people at Rocksteady, come join our company.
Here, you're hiring me.
Yeah, which is awful. Anyway.
You've already...
Yeah, all that to say, just this week, WB Games announced layoffs to the Rocksteady crew. Considering they had 60 people on their QA testing team. I think they got rid of 15 of them. And they also and there's way more outside of just the QA test. We don't know all of it. There's way more layoffs, including one who was a mother on maternity leave. And then they laid them off.
No.
No. And this is your classic Warner Brother Games thing. For classic gaming in general, really, these layoffs. But it hits harder when it's this team.
Yeah.
Because they really didn't need this at this point in time.
It sucks when people get stuff they don't deserve happen to them. Especially people just being told what to do.
The layoff.
It's like I did my job, but you're like, and look, I'll play a bit of.
I know that feeling.
I know a bit of devil. I'm gonna play a bit of devil's advocate here. I understand these are businesses. This stuff happens. big businesses.
But in this case, it didn't really need to happen because this was already a small team as it is. That's like laying
It's
off
a small but efficient team.
Yeah, and it's good they're working on another game. I'm happy about that because Suicide Squad shouldn't have been like a movie studio doesn't make one bad movie and all of a sudden, nope, we're shutting you down. Yeah. That's not a thing. And so everyone was like, yeah, they should shut down Rocksteady. They don't deserve to play games and all that stuff.
What?
And I'm like, they make one bad game and you're going to hate them?
Their track record,
people are just stupid.
I agree. I mean, I didn't care for Arkham Knight. I don't think the story was there.
But it's a great game.
But it's not. Yeah, it's not bad.
The mechanics of that game are legendary.
It's.
Well, Batmobiles.
But like when you punch somebody in that game, it felt like you felt it.
Oh, yeah, you.
Like, I remember just going up to people, letting them spot me, like just one person. I remember one time his rifle jammed, and he's like, "Oh no!" And I went. Just straight up knocked him out.
And all that to say, the Arkham franchise isn't dead either. I mean, there's a game coming out literally next month, I think, or November.
Really?
October. October. On MetaQuest 3, it's unfortunately. But it's called Batman Arkham Shadow, and it's a Batman. It's like they've already had a Batman Arkham VR game, but it was more of an experience. This is actual like on gargoyles, gliding down, silent takedowns, beating up people. Yeah.
Yeah. The other game was like a.
Well, you got to pay $500 for MetaQuest 3, and then
like $50.
Probably like 40 or 50 for the game, which we're gonna rent it from Aaron.
So we're gonna try it out.
Yeah. We'll play the game.
I still have my PS4 VR thing.
It does work. It's not on there. I don't think they make games for that.
Meta.
Yeah, only MetaQuest, unfortunately.
The whole PC thing, like problems. I know it used to be like the Chinese were hoarding like the graphics cards and all that, but even now with the inflation, like just storage.
I don't know why that made me laugh. I just looked over at you and you're staring at me. That's making me laugh.
What the?
That's so funny.
No, because like that was an actual problem for PC gamers.
Yeah.
Like the Chinese were hoarding these graphics cards.
That was during
COVID.
It was during
and before COVID.
Well, it was definitely during COVID a bit before because new consoles were coming out.
Yeah, they were.
And so that had a lot to do with it as well. I remember it was hard.
But even now, like it's so inflated. Even on Easy Egg, like just a graphics card from Corsair, a small one it's just too much.
I can't. Believe it out. It's okay.
It's just
okay.
I just gotta like.
But no, I'm being
remember
serious.
when that is.
It is stupidly ridiculous how some of this like stuff for PCs has just gone up.
It's a shame though.
Like a new battery for my Lenovo gaming laptop. Like it's like $300 on some websites. I mean, I can find it cheap on other ones, but they're sketchy sites.
Mm-hmm. You can't. It's a real shame because I mean, at some point you ask yourself like, okay, we have this game out. Our PC version's broken.
Now I'm playing right now. You guys can't see this. It's just for him if he wants to see it. This is the scene where they kill Batman.
Well,
this is what leaked.
I've seen this on YouTube Shorts.
Okay, this is what leaked.
But not this bit. I've seen the Flash bit.
Oh, okay, well this is what leaked. Unfortunately.
Well, no, it wasn't even the video. I thought it was the video. I thought it was just audio.
Part of the video leaked at one point, but audio also leaked of it. Yeah. The thing is, someone leaked the game, all the stuff that happens, but all in weird order without explaining what was happening. Yeah. So it made a lot of stuff seem way worse.
Yes, it was, yeah.
But see, it ends up being...
The only crime they did to Batman game, it felt like, was the boss battle.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the graphics and how they designed everybody is...
I mean, look at Batman right now, with the rain on him.
He looks amazing.
I mean, again,
he's got the purple
night graphics, but
he's got the purple eyes.
But even Harley, she looks good.
Yeah.
And listen to his voice. You ready to hear it?
You're still too good. You had a good run for a season. Flying around Gotham,
does he talk?
Bad guys, clean up the streets.
He talks in a minute.
Causing long-term mental and
he ain't talking at all.
damage to everyone you know.
Yeah, because this is him. They have to just beat him.
It's our turn now. After all we've been through. Bet you didn't think it'd be me at the end. Oh, man.
I know you guys can barely hear this. It's fine.
Are we done with your bad stand-up routine?
Almost. But you always got a head done.
Now, remember, this leaked. Before the game came out.
Leaked here. Nobody knows what's going on.
No one knew that they would come back. Now, what picture does that paint for a game that he's not dead?
Like, yeah, he's not dead, and
Well,
it
what-
just leaked, and someone had just died that
Yeah.
played
Well,
Batman.
things y'all.
Yeah, I get it. It paints
Oh.
a bad picture, but the death threats and them saying like, "Oh, they shouldn't be able to make another game again." It's ridiculous.
Brainiac's ship, obviously, if you pay attention, I don't think it's going to show the gameplay start, but if you pay attention, every time a Justice League member dies, that ship takes them back up.
Yeah, it does.
Really?
Yeah, and if you paid, I've noticed it every time, and I kept mentioning it on our streams. I was like, there, it took Green Lantern just then, like, so it's taking their bodies back. Obviously, another sign. There were Easter eggs around the map of the calendars, and if you find the calendar, then it has the date and a bunch of dates on it, and if you piece it together, it says he will return, and it was a bunch of bat symbols on
Oh, yeah,
it.
it's like a Batman calendar.
Yeah, and it's that.
It even said like October.
But anyway, see, like it's cool. The game's cool. Obviously, Batman's dead. As this is the point where what's his name? Yeah,
When Superman shows up.
Superman shows up, and this is so cool. What?
How could they not pull us from his ass? I don't think that's how we're supposed to.
This is brainwashed Superman.
One of the world's finest heroes. Snuffed out by this.
Nathan Drake, by the way.
Yeah.
It wasn't Superman.
That's where I recognize
Yeah,
it
no,
from.
no, yeah.
I love this.
You can tell Wonder Woman all about it.
One was dead at this point. He killed her. See, the game, I still love the story of this game. And everything about it, it's so unfortunate what happened to it.
They didn't really even get a chance.
You didn't get a chance for people because I mean, you can't because you don't want to ruin your story. But like, don't worry, guys, they're coming back. But it's really not. I don't. My original reason was I don't think people are as interested in as Suicide Squad as Warner Brothers or DC want them to be. Like people like them, but
I'm extremely nervous right now that the camera's about to die. Because I was thinking we're like 2 hours and 15 minutes, and we've never gone that long.
It's been 2 hours.
Yeah.
I know it has.
I've actually enjoyed this.
Well, it's fun.
Back to sadness.
Well, do you want to hurry up? You want to like not hurry up, but like, do you want to like wrap it so we can do it? All right, but yeah, it's some sad stuff going on with the whole Rocksteady situation, which sucks. But yeah, I guess what are you gonna do? I don't know. With that, I guess we go ahead and get ready to get out of here. So, thank you so much for joining us on this episode, first episode with an in-person guest.
Yeah. If you want to see me again, let these two fools know.
Yes. You see how he treats us. We don't know if you.
I almost split the money with.
But yeah, let us know what you thought. If we should bring this guy around more often, or
I'm gonna say his name so you can't say bring this person.
yeah.
My name's Matt.
Well, we tried to keep it a secret. Anyway,
Lots of Matt.
I think we mentioned that. Already.
No. Real up. My name's Nakia. That's Nakia. They'll let you know my socials if you want it. It's whatever.
Your social security number?
Not my socials.
Oh.
Well, let me know what that is.
Here's my social security number for you.
Okay.
Bring back 065.
Bring-
I think last week I made a joke about
I want
like
you to steal
linking
my
my credit card
identity.
info.
I want you to steal my identity.
Yeah, and then maybe you can come on the
You'd be a
podcast.
better
Yeah,
fan.
exactly. And then I'll steal your identity. and I'll
Anyway,
live your
this
life.
is all against that. But yeah, let us know what you thought about the little 3-person thing we got here. Whatever. And we are gonna go ahead and get ready to get out of here. So if you had any questions, comments, corrections, or concerns, you can contact me on Instagram at DarienH4404. That's DARIENH4404, or Instagram at the Burrito official page. Wait, no, that's Facebook _official. It's so bad. It's so hard. Facebook at the Burrito official page, or Twitter at the CB Burrito.
You have your contact on your mind that you want to shout out, or
Yeah, my Instagram is definitely Nakia _2003.
They're not putting that.
I said it is. I was like, oh.
They're not gonna find
No.
that. No.
Yeah, they're gonna bleep it out so you have to read my lips.
Yeah.
Therefore, you really have to search for it.
Really, yes, sir. But no, go check out Magic's account.
Yeah, I don't have a YouTube yet. I don't really have much, but once I do, I'll let them know and we can.
That's why we bring you on here because we can't.
Yeah.
Don't act like you expect more.
Yeah.
You can contact me at Spider_Landon on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Very active on all platforms. And just come on over and I don't know what to do. Let's get high for NBC's.
What's up, brother?
Anyway, things to look forward to. I don't know when either of us are going to stream next, but we have a Smallville review that'll be coming out probably in the next couple weeks. We'll have to see.
It's like 22 hours of show.
Yeah. So we're just trying to get our thoughts together, but Smallville review is coming, and unfortunately, other reviews that I'm being forced to do by Landon.
Oh yeah.
I will say this: Smallville, when it first came out, was peak.
And it stayed.
It stayed.
There's nothing like watching it on the CW.
It was watching that show really surprised me. But here we hurry.
Yeah, but anyway, look forward to that and much more. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and go. So thank you all so much for joining us this week, and we will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Now you say Excelsior.
Excelsior.